The tribunal is now in session. I am Judge Dicktor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I have gathered together my allies in order to put an idea, a person, place, thing, or vegetable on trial. And with us tonight, first of all, is Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. Hail, Tom. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hail, Doomcock. Hail, Tribunal. My name, of course, is Tom Connors. Hi, how you doing out there in YouTube land? And you can always catch me over on Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Excellent, excellent, as all of these people know for sure, but just in case there's a few stragglers or some people just wandered in or are perhaps a little bit slow, that will help them out. With us also, yes, broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the great Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic channel. Hail, Gary.
Hail, Doomcock. Hail, Tom. Hail, MechaRandom42. Hail, chat. Hail, Tribunal. So happy to be here. How's everybody doing?
Well, I hope that you're doing good, sir. I know you've had a little challenges lately, but I hope you're feeling good and spry and ready to put some shit on trial here. Are you?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready to have some snap judgments and unsolicited advice for all kinds of people. Yes.
Outstanding. Well, you guys are the prosecutors. I will be passing judgment. We also have with us on the defense, Hardy fucking har. That's, yeah. Shut up. You're out of order. With us on the defense is Harvey Cthulhu.
Yeah. Might as well do my fucking nails for all the work here and just sit here and give myself a pedicure. And every once in a while, you'll call on me and I'll say, yeah, and I'll say the truth. And then you'll just skip over that because it's a goddamn kangaroo court. It's a monkey court. It's the Scopes monkey trial all over again. I protest. I wish to file a motion to dismiss.
Denied. All right. And with on her channel, she is the chief prosecutor for this evening, is the lovely and talented MechaRandom42. MechaRandom, are you prepared to lead the prosecution tonight?
Absolutely. Let's give him the chair right now.
Go ahead then, right now. Well, I will be the judge of that. We don't even know what's on trial yet.
Well,
jumping the gun.
Yeah, tonight we are putting on trial whether or not Alex Kurtzman is going to destroy Spock with Star Trek Discovery with this upcoming season. And Gary actually has brought up some really awesome information. But before we do that, there are a few super chats we do have to call out. There is a few of them pouring in before we set up. So let me reload my super chat window here. $5 super chat, Rookie Critic. Thank you so much. Just had my first Rookie Corner podcast with the Lone Wolf Cub. Black Angus reviews went on for 3 hours. Now I know how you guys feel going for 4 hours plus. So thank you so much for that. Rookie Critic again, watching The Expanse now for the first time. I hope you're enjoying that. I need to watch it. I will absolutely watch The Expanse. John Tinette, holy crap, the 800 Hong Kong super chat. Thank you so much, John Tinette. All hail the Tribunal and all hail John Tinette, the biggest supporter to all of the channels. We love you so much. $5 super chat, Rookie Critic. Mecha should get a costume of MechaRandom. Cyber parts. Doomcock needs some laser upgrades in Mead. I don't know, like a robe or jacket or something. Doomcock with laser upgrades. That would be cool.
Indeed.
And another $2 super chat, Rookie Critic. Oh yeah, and Nerdrotic needs suspenders. But yeah, thank you guys all so much. And Brolo Cat with a $2 super chat just coming in of the wire here. He says guilty. Or €2, sorry. Guilty. So I guess stream over. The audience has voted guilty, right? No, just kidding.
I think so.
So I'll throw it over to Gary.
This is officially the fastest tribunal in history.
I know.
Right.
See you guys. Gary, who has this article for us?
Yeah, so it's a Gizmodo article from a Trek movie article for I don't know where the main source was. It's from New York Comic Con. They were doing a roundtable for Star Trek Discovery. This is from Alex Kurtzman's mouth. I am taking it halfway through the paragraph here just to get you to the important part. And they're talking about Spock and this Red Angel mystery within season 2. You've seen it in the trailer, unfortunately. And they're talking about him being emotionally ill-equipped to deal with the mystery. Both logic and emotion are failing him totally. He is totally unsure of himself and trying to figure out how to make sense of the mystery and where he fits into the world. And it's through his complicated relationship with his sister that he's able to figure out how to become and actualize himself as the Spock we know from the original series.
And that is exactly as I said in my video, where she's going to teach him how to do the Vulcan neck pinch, how she's going to give him a shave and a haircut for 2 bits, how she's going to teach him how to pee standing up, teach him how to do, logic and work an abacus, and basically shave his eyebrows. So it's just going to be wonderful. Yeah, she's going to teach him how to do that Vulcan salute thingy. Actually, she's going to make it up. She's going to make up the Vulcan salute because they never had that on Vulcan before, you see.
Well, they had it.
And that's what's going to happen.
It was used as that terrorist attack. Remember the guy who tried to blow up Sarek? He's like, live long and prosper, as he tries to suicide bomb shit. But she'll reinvent it and make it mean live long and prosper, probably. That's
like she invented what Starfleet does. This is Starfleet.
And that's how it'll tie into canon too, because we always said, the live long and prosper does not mean suicide bomb and blow shit up.
I had completely forgotten about that. That was stupid.
Yes. Prosper is a corruption of Vulcan prospieri, which means to blow up someone with a body explosive. It's just a mistranslation that caught on later on.
So she'll reinvent it to make peace, right?
Derived from Italian.
To go back to
because the Vulcans and Italians are very close. They came over on the land bridge and they cross-pollinated.
I did not know that.
Yes. And those Vulcans did so much fucking that they forever changed the bloodline.
Of course.
According to Christopher Walken in True Romance, which was
oh,
man. It is. No, and to bring back what you were just saying, though, Doomcock, I even had a theory that went a little farther than yours, where I said that she was going to basically merge with Spock at some point at the end, and that's why there is no Mikey Spock later on. And her Katra, which was part of his dad's Katra, was going to go into him, and in turn do basically everything in the Spock that we know now, because he's not going to be the Spock we know now when we meet him. He's going to be an irrational, emotional wreck and blah, blah, fucking blah, da, 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 da.
Her Katra? Contra, I said.
Well, does she even have a Katra? Because she's not Vulcan.
Exactly.
Does she have one? Ooh, let's ask, what's his face? Ashhole.
I think she's got her Katra is like basically a termite.
Who did it with Mikey Spock and got a sliver?
Yeah, that's right.
Which penis did you get a sliver on? Or that's right, they removed one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen Spock do this too. It's Star Trek 3. We saw, the emotional, irrational, insecure Spock it's been done in the TOS. It's been done to death. So yeah, and he's going to be that way pretty much. I'm betting halfway.
Why do you think I came up with that idea?
Well,
because they can't do anything new or original. It has to be something that was done before. So
if only she'll get absorbed up his ass, I think that'll be okay. If she gets absorbed up his ass, then I will, I'll say it was all worthwhile.
Like that episode where they eat with their ass.
Yeah, that was strangely satisfying to watch her get absorbed up his ass.
Exactly, like at the end of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, where the sparkly lights go and she just goes whoop, like a reverse glowing fart right up his ass.
A sparkly enema made of wood.
Yeah.
No. Hope she doesn't leave splinters up there. Yeah.
Oh, she will, and that's why he's so stoic.
Yeah, because it's hard for him to sit down. I got to stand all the time.
Well, he always stands with his hands behind his back because he's cupping his ass and thinking, Mikey Spock, I feel you.
And there we go. We have the wood emojis in the chat.
Yep.
Yes. Nice.
I think guilty. All right. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris Perza says, remember, it has to be 25% different.
Well, on the defense, if the defense may speak up,
I guess whatever.
If you have
if the defense would like to say that Alex Kurtzman points out that it is this bullshit I mean, highly credible Red Angel development that has devastated Spock's previous control. So it's not like he didn't have control. It has just rattled him to the point where, you know, he's an emotional wreck and, you know, triggered easily snowflake kind of guy. So, you know, I mean, so they've basically altered, they've had him go through a trauma, you know, like much like you did, Doomcock, when you saw Star Trek Discovery. So.
It sounds redolent of bullshit to me. Spock has faced many difficulties, travails, suffering throughout the original series. So I see that as immaterial. What do you guys think?
Well, okay, so we know how old Spock is, right? We know that the Vulcans age a lot differently and a lot slower than humans. I guess they live a lot longer. I don't think he's going to change that much, right? Between the cage and TOS. That's only like a handful of years, right? Only about
That's
a
the
decade.
problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was stated in the article here,
Yeah.
where Kurtzman said, season 2 of Discovery is literally the only season in which we can tell this story about Spock, considering where it is time-wise.
Does that mean they're going to take some major time jump somewhere?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking yes.
I think
Well,
it's the only season they can tell. Yeah, I think it's the only season they can tell the story is because this is going to be the last fucking season.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're kind of having a little bit of financial troubles over there, and allegedly, there may not even be a second half of the fucking season because those short treks did not sell. Everything's not hunky dory over there. So this is their last chance to put a boot right in the groin of Star Trek and pollute the last remnants of anything that was decent and good, in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they unfortunately, like, worse news came later when, even if Star Trek Discovery gets canceled, we're still getting Starfleet Academy by Josh Schwartz, who did the OC and Gossip Girl. So we're getting a bunch of that. So it's not over.
What they do over there, yeah.
It's not over. But there's a lot of hints that kind of go towards what you said, Doomcock. They talk about answering everything from season 1. Well, why would you answer everything if you're going to have a season 3? Why would you want to answer all the questions and tie up all the canon and then name it chapter 1 and chapter 2? So I think there's a lot of evidence going towards your what you reported earlier. So
yes, my sources may be onto something.
Well, you've also kind of got to look at the money aspect of this thing. Like, how many people actually subscribe to CBS All Access and pay for it? With all of the, if you cancel, you get like three months free or whatever. How many people get all the months free, just watch everything and then leave completely and then come back again and re-sign up and then cancel again, So they can't be making that much money from these subscribers.
Well, what I can interject here is that's what season 2 is all about, especially now that they're taking on the bulk of the responsibility, because that means that they want you to come and get it again, but you're not going to get that free month this time.
Oh, okay.
Because if you've already had it, then you're not going to get it, but you're still going to sign back up to see the second season. That's their hope.
Yeah.
I think everyone that subscribes to CBS All Access pays for it and pays dearly for it.
With their souls.
With their very souls, their sanity.
Well, then there's those us poor bastards who are kind of stuck reviewing it so we can pick it apart. And I get into this all the time with people. They ask, why do you watch it? Why don't you just say no to watching this? Well, it's kind of like how an atheist studies the Bible. You want to study it so you know exactly what's wrong with it, so you can pick it apart. It's why I watched Twilight, so I can know exactly what's wrong with it. So I have an argument against people, and half the time they don't pay attention. But
yeah, any pro Twilight person is not going to respond to logic. Anyone that thinks vampires should sparkle like diamonds in the sun is beyond redemption.
How many times do I have to tell people this? They come out during the day, they sparkle, and they float around. Those are not vampires. Those are fairies.
Sometimes both.
Yeah.
Especially when they hang down, around the docks, and drag looking, hello, sailor. I think it's, yeah.
God, the vampires in the Lost Boys were more masculine and sexy.
Yeah.
They had long hair and trench coats.
Sexy.
Well, they kind of were, though, yeah.
The vampires in Interview with the Vampire are more.
But when they
masculine.
vamped out, they weren't sexy though, Random. That was the whole thing.
A little bit. They're a little sexy when they vamped out.
To you,
To me, I
they
know.
scared the fuck out of me.
I was that
I was 7
demographic.
years old. I was 7 years old when that movie came out.
Yeah, I was 8.
I just ate myself.
I was 8, and I'm like, ooh, vampires.
They almost ate Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
Both Corys.
yeah. It was
Would have saved
awesome.
them a lot of trouble if they did.
I know.
Sorry.
That's so sad.
Too
I'm a
soon.
fan of the Corys. I'm from that age. I'm that generation.
I love that.
I am too. I was just giving him shit. Sorry.
But yeah.
There.
Oh, we do have a few super chats again. Thank you guys so much for being patient. We don't want to interrupt the flow of conversation just to stop it, but I am seeing every single one of you guys. I am reading the comments and everything. So we have a Super Cormy was your name with the spider, $2 Australian. Thank you so much. Oh God, it's every bit as terrible as we feared. Yes, it is. Brandon Cherry, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Apparently they haven't invented combs on Vulcan yet. Absolutely. Why is his hair so messy? We'll come back to that point in a minute here too. Grand Inquisitor, thank you so much. A $2 super chat. Hipster Spock. I was Vulcan before it was cool. Oh yeah, he does look a little hipster. And Cormoran again. Why answer all the questions in part 2? Ask Ryan with another $2 Australian super chat. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys hanging out here. Short notice for the Tribunal. Oh, and just coming in under the wire. Grand Inquisitor, $2 super chat. All hail Lord Doomcock. Also hail Mecha Random. Well, hail Doomcock.
Hail Doomcock.
Yes. Without all this, none of this, without him, none of this would be possible. So yes, and thank you guys so much. You guys, especially Doomcock and Tom and Gary, thank you guys so much for kind of the short notice and everything. So yeah, thank you so much. You guys rock. But yeah, I guess back to the question here in chat. Have they not invented combs on Vulcan? Why does he look like that?
Because he's a creep. He's a Vulcan. But he's half human too.
He's so disheveled. He's
I
so.
don't belong here.
I mean, do they really need to make him look so? Oh, let me see if I can pull up the picture here. Oh, I don't know if I can.
Red Angel is not a Red Angel per se. I think it's a beatnik group, and they made the mistake of giving Spock a pair of bongos, and the rest is, well, you can.
He's looking for a flannel.
A few, lids of grasshopper later, and yeah, and then Spock has just gone to seed. He's just gone to seed, and all he wants to do is bang on the drum all day.
Oh man!
Reference there.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can screen share this so you guys know what we're talking about here in chat. Here we go. Share that for you guys. So this is what we're talking about with the kind of beatnik, disheveled Spock look. Now, Vulcans to me were always very proper and very well kempt and very clean cut. They had the Mo Howard down pat. He looks like he's gonna go camping to me.
I have a motion.
Yeah.
I think from here on out we should only refer to this character as Emo Smock and not Spock. What does these say, Your Honor?
I don't know. I'm kind of fond of Pecker Spock myself. I've been using Pecker Spock or Speck.
Spock.
I think any references to
but we can
Spock
all
should be
use
sticking
different. I
out.
mean, we all know what we mean, but Pecker Spock to me is just kind of, Mickey Spock and Pecker Spock. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if he's disheveled, not to get technical on you here, guys, but like his hair is obviously getting cut, because if it was just growing out, it would grow it in the back too. His beard is getting trimmed, so he must be getting some personal services wherever he is.
I didn't know Vizal Sassoon was a fucking Vulcan.
He was.
That's pretty bad.
Live long and moisturize. Or
Yes,
something like that.
exactly. He's like a fan of the bongos, and he came in. Oh, I think that your hair could really. I see some exciting possibilities.
Vulcans are the most interesting people.
I would watch that. I would watch the
exactly,
monster from Bugs Bunny.
Exactly.
Oh,
Vulcans live most interesting lives. I was just telling my girlfriend the other day, monsters.
We need some Vulcan representation too.
Best part of that is
That's right.
the same one where at the end he's like, "Look out there, people," and he freaks out and runs away. Is that the same one? Or is that a different? Okay,
No, that is exactly
same one. Okay,
yeah.
I know the monster's been in a couple, so
People, clank, 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 clank through the walls.
Yep.
so does that mean if we shave him, he disappears?
He's like
Hopefully.
cousin. Yeah.
I'll buy a Bic. I'll buy a Gillette. Shit, I'll shave that motherfucker out of existence.
Maybe Vulcans grow their hair during time of war. I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe it's Klingon hair that migrated over.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. It's so stupid. We were at war with the Klingons in Errand of Mercy. War had been declared when they went to Organia, and those Klingons did not have shaved heads.
Exactly. What the fuck? They're just pulling that out of their ass now to say, "Oopsie." Now Klingons
It has to be 25% more stupid. How do I keep reminding you guys this?
But it should
are different. Not. I'm sorry. Did I say stupid?
Well,
But
that's what it is.
It is
25% different from the original canon. I thought CBS owned the original canon.
No, Bad Robot has their stupid deal that they made with Bad Robot, where they sold their souls to Bad Robot for some inexplicable reason, as if J.J. Abrams directing Star Trek was worth that they gave away basically 25% of their franchise to them, not literally, but in terms of being beholden to them, to the point that everything now is 25% corrupt.
And where can you find out about that?
On Midnight's Edge After Dark. No, it's on the main channel, isn't it?
Main channel, but
it's on the main channel, the main Midnight's Edge channel, which you guys totally should subscribe. You guys already subscribed to Midnight's Edge, right? Every single one of you in chat, you better.
And After Dark,
and After Dark, because we know you guys love Star Trek, and we know you guys love fighting for what's good and right in canon with us.
And case in point, yes.
I do have to shout out all you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much. There was one comment. Now I've lost it. Christopher Outhouse said, "Too broke for super chats, but might I relate this point? There is only one bearded Spock in canon, and he lives in the Mirrorverse, not Prime."
That's right. And I would point out that even in Star Trek the Motion Picture, when he was undergoing the Kolinar discipline, he had grown his hair, no fucking beard. So that was Spock unkempt in the throes of the Kolinar discipline, the asceticism of the desert, and even then he did not have a beard. So this is complete bullshit pulled out of Alex Kurtzman's fucking ass, and it's crap.
Yeah, I mean, so to kind of touch on that a little bit, do you guys think that this is just going to be another alternate universe, not like the mirror universe, but just another alternate universe? Do you think that's where they kind of ultimately have to go?
God, that's where I'm hoping they go.
Well, I mean, they said it wasn't. So, unless they're going to cave in and say that, but it's too late. I mean, it's just too late. Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck if it's in the Captain Kangaroo universe at this point. It's gone. That ship has failed, and I want it to sink. I don't give a fuck who's on it. Mr. Rogers can be on that motherfucker. It's got to go down.
Exactly.
Well, and we on the Captain Rob's Trek blogs, which are on After Dark, not to keep plugging the channel, but we've brought up several times that we thought that was one of the theories that was going to happen, and it already did kind of come true to a point. But it's like,
well,
you know what? It's funny. I know as you're blowing your nose random, but it looks like you're doing coke. And
I know. Sorry, that's because I get cats, and I don't want to keep scratching my face.
So gotta get through these tribunals somehow.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever hugged a cat knows that they just explode right inside of your nostrils, and is the most. It is kind of you can't look like you're picking your nose on camera. So I mean, I guess I could just turn off my camera.
Go right ahead. All right. It looks like they're gonna kind of base this on the Cage. A couple of the articles have kind of insinuated the fact that they're using Spock's, because Spock was a spaz in the Cage. They're going to use that as, look, he was emotional in that. So that is part of canon.
That's stupid.
It's totally stupid.
Basically, the Cage was a shot at a time when they had not locked down Spock's character. I recently did a DVD commentary on the Corbomite maneuver and pointed out that Spock didn't actually nail his character until that third episode. The Corbomite maneuver, Joseph Sargent actually provided him with the key to his character. He was ready to quit. He came to this line fascinating when Balok was on screen, and he went to Joe and he said, look, I just don't know how to do this. I mean, I'm a fucking actor. I don't know how to play a character that has no emotion. And I just can't do it. I'm sick of it. And Joseph Sargent, who fortunately was an actor in his own right, told him, Leonard, look at it from this perspective, that you are a scientist and you have such a keen intellect that you have emotions, but they are frequently overridden by your innate curiosity as a scientist, your detachment for the intellectual aspect of any situation. And so when you say fascinating, you need to deliver it literally with a kind of riveted quality that preoccupies you. And that was the key. Leonard Nimoy gave him credit at that moment for the final piece of the puzzle for Spock. So you know what? During the Cage, the error was in Roddenberry and the editors not just cutting out that little piece of film so that it wouldn't be a conflict. But, the whole reason why they shot the menagerie in the 2-part episode is because they were having such severe budgetary problems and problems meeting deadlines with scripts, problems with meeting deadlines for special effects, that was a godsend for them to be able to cannibalize that episode. And they just didn't pay attention. So, you know what? That's just a good plain blooper. And to build that as an excuse for canon violations is absolutely absurd. But it fits in with them because they're hacks and weasels and pieces of shit. So there you go.
Oh, absolutely. I keep arguing with people about that too. I'm like, well, the Cage was written before it was a pilot. Look at The Simpsons, the first few episodes. They sound completely different. They weren't even in their element for The Simpsons or Beavis and Butthead or anything. It takes a few episodes to really fall into your character. And especially on something that's like an unaired pilot, like The Cage, you don't have established canon yet. You don't have established characters, personality traits, character interactions. You don't have any of that stuff. And God, people just don't understand that. They treat it like the whole series was set out and laid out before them, and everything that happened was what was like open to scrutiny in the first few episodes, which I give it a pass for the first few episodes and even like the first season or so, because like I said, you have years to kind of develop these characters and personalities and canon, and there's no excuse now for them to kind of go against any of that. In the very beginning, absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can even see in the Corbomite maneuver, the scenes that Spock shot before that fascinating line. He's a little more emotional. He's saying, standard cartography, and kind of yelling out like he did in the Cage and in Where No Man Has Gone Before. And then after that, he's Spock. And actually, by Roddenberry's design, the unemotional one in the Cage was supposed to be number 1, because they talk about her specifically as not having feelings, not having emotions, being very cold in that pilot. So she was the unemotional one in that. And Spock was simply an alien. At first they said he was a Martian in early documentation. Then they said he came from the planet Vulcanus. And then it finally got shortened to Vulcan. So, I mean, they were fumbling around in the pilot, and it was never meant to be aired. So, that's the source of that. So anyone that is seizing on a blooper as the basis of their entire fucking show is a pathetic piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Alex Kurtzman.
Yeah, basically. You nailed it, sir. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Alex Kurtzman. Well done. Well done. Well done.
They thank you guys so much. I'm going back over to the super chats. We've had a few. And thank you guys so much again for being super patient with these. So I start back on Chris Perza, $5 super chat, Canadian. Thank you so much. Hipster Spock was jealous of Gary's beard. He tried hard to emulate, yet failed. Well, absolutely. Gary is the master of beards. So yeah, I know Tom's jealous of the beard too and wants to stroke it sometimes.
He's welcome to. He likes. It's okay.
Wow, that sounds kind of, I don't know.
Sounds like what it is, Doomcock.
Sounds like what it is, Doomcock. That's right. It's a manly love for another man's beard, and that's as far as it goes. That's as far as it goes.
Lori Roberts with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you to Harvey. You're treating him like a redheaded stepchild.
Yes, Lori, thank you so much for that. This blatant disposition against Kurtzman and against all of his works. I mean, it's just like Satan. You're treating him like Satan. It's like in The Godfather, where like the power of Christ compels you, and or in The Godfather, where it's like, do you reject the works of Kurtzman? I do reject them. And meanwhile, people are, going around and watching Star Trek Discovery, and
I object to that unless Harvey can name one Kurtzman movie that's good or show.
That's besides the point. That's a cheap shot.
Oh, well,
I actually might be able to do that.
You cannot bring in the past work, I guess. I mean, he's on trial for this. So, yeah. I mean, we cannot try him. That would be like double, triple, quadruple jeopardy, in which case he'd have to, basically be sent back in time to some kind of horrible, prison camp or something, and be force-fed, ground beetles and dung, for justice to be done. But no, wait, that's Akiva Goldsman.
Yeah,
fucking Akiva Goldsman. All of them. It's a nest. It's a nest of shit-eating vipers. Is Bad Robot, basically.
Exactly. They're both crap.
By the way, I trademarked that for a name of a band, not the shit-eating part, but
shit-eating robot.
That now. No, Nest of Vipers.
Nest of Vipers is good. I like that. That's a heavy metal band.
Yes.
And so Brian Smart, thank you so much. $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Spock just finished reading Lord of the Rings and is LARPing Boromir. You guys probably know more about that than I do, but yeah.
Season 1 of Fringe, okay.
I don't know. I think he's more like Faramir or, Glorfindel. Yeah, he's doing Glorfindel. He's a little bit light in his loafers, this Spock. And I think, Glorfindel is the kind of name you see an elf that it means frolic through the glen, hurling daisies to and fro. That's what it means in Elven, I believe. Glorfindel.
And Eric Hawk, $2. Thank you so much, Eric Hawk, $2 super chat. Or Spock of Vulcan. Doomcock should sing that one.
Where's Spock of Lamedon? He's a heavy-handed gent who's allegedly bent.
Boop, my dude. I got mine.
Through the window.
Not that there's anything wrong with your sexual preference.
No.
I mean, anything's better than Michael Burnham.
Because we already know he's on Ponfar with the ladies,
He's on Ponfar with a plank of wood this season. Watch, kids.
Anything's better than Michael Burnham.
Gotta break out the belt sounder.
They're really going for that whole Game of Thrones and space shit, aren't they?
God, I hope not. Yep. That's my prediction, that they're gonna.
They're taking all three of our predictions and mixing them together, aren't they? And Gary, did you have a prediction too?
Well, I had your guys' prediction when at the last episode. I recapped every episode, and when I saw the Enterprise show up, I said it for a joke. I said, Mikey Spock's. I didn't say Mikey Spock. I said Michael Burnham's obviously going to show Spock how to Spock. Yes, so but it was the same as your guys's. Nothing.
They do the Spock. They do the Mikey Spock. The Mikey Spock. It's a whole bunch of schlock.
The Mikey Spock. I did predict that the Red Angel would be Michael Burnham. would end up being Michael Burnham from the future, or ascended into goddesshood, or woodhood, or whatever.
I know how to fix him.
Turned into a tree.
Putting goddess of the trees.
Goddess of the trees, yes.
I think
Rush
the
is
Red
making songs
Angels,
about her.
like AKA Auntie Flo.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be Mikey Spock.
Yes.
I think
will
there's going to
give
be
him the Contra.
there's going to be a tender moment where you know Spock lays the plank down on the bed and says, "Oh my dear, this is only going to hurt a minute." And then he pulls out the drill. Zzz, zzz. You know, he's got to drill a hole in there to really, you know, be able to pound that. You know, she doesn't come with a waist high knot hole. He's got to put it in there.
Tam Spock then?
Yeah.
Like tampon. But
Put some lacquer on it for like protection.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Little belt sander action.
Well, at least they won't procreate if it is that time of the yeah.
That's right.
It's the time of the season for fun.
Oh god. You're gonna make me throw up a little.
That needs to be a song. That really does.
Time.
Weird Al, get on that.
Time of the season. Of the season.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to have Spock doing it like very logically and straightforward next to him. Yeah.
What's your name? Who's your daddy? Not Sarek. It's not Sarek.
My name is Spock. I am a Vulcan. His name is Sarek.
Oh no. Oh no.
Have you all seen the last episode of season 1?
I have.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just rewatched it. I don't know, because I wanted to hurt myself. And yeah, it is bad. Oh my god, just the whole that last exchange with Sarek and Mikey Spock, how he just goes, "Oh, I'm so proud of my daughter." I thought my head would fucking explode.
Did you listen to my live commentary on that episode, Gary?
Oh no, I need to do that.
It's on there. I mean, and it was like live, like I was recording it live as I was watching it without like having seen it before, so you can hear my horror and outrage,
your anguish,
and drinking. I was drinking heavily, so I mean, you really need to check that out.
I am on that after this.
Patreon/Doomcock.
Oh yes,
Patreon.com/Doomcock on my yeah.
We all have Patreon, and you all definitely should go check us out. $1 a month, you get all kinds of extras from all of us.
Oh wait, I'm a proud.
I'm a patron of all.
Yes,
proud Legionnaire right here. There's my boy.
There we go.
Me too. I just can't reach it. It's over there.
I'm waiting for mine.
You didn't.
Oh, that's right. It's coming this month. Yes, yes, it is. Yes, they are coming out.
Hey, her hair matches
my
her
happy
chair.
fat kid face.
Got one too. Look.
Of course, it's framed. Why wouldn't it be framed? I'm number 8. I've been there forever, you guys. I'm Legionnaire number 8.
Oh God, I'm gonna be way down there. Did you see my happy fat kid face though?
You were a hold off, huh?
Did you see my happy fat kid face though?
Yes, I did. Yes, indeed.
But
I'm
Legion
of
sure,
Doomcock Tribunal.
I'm sure our lovely wrench wench Mary can probably get all of our Patreon links for you guys too.
Hail Mary Ashmead! Yay! Thank you, Mary.
Thank you so much for being here.
For some Gary hair too.
And I hope you're feeling well, Mary. I know you're not feeling too great from yesterday.
We love you, Mary.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry you had a rough day.
Mary's a strong woman, a strong female. Not
she should be
Mikey
She-Ra.
Spock. Yeah,
she looks more like
should.
She-Ra than that.
Totally.
Okay, that's way off.
That's another tribunal. I think
That's another tribunal altogether. That's why I'm surprised we didn't really do that one. But yeah,
I know. Well, the
I know
Spock
nothing
stuff
about it.
kind of fell in our lap. Too.
Derpicorn. I'm gonna do the Derpicorn.
Yeah, and I do. If you guys do want the emojis, I do have a thing. It says it's right next to Super Chat. It's for $5 a month. It says join on YouTube Gaming, and you get access to all the exclusive emojis. We have the Derpicorn, which is the cross-eyed unicorn from She-Ra. 25% different for legal reasons. My Mecha emoji, Hail Mecha. The Mikey Spock, aka Brie Larson, aka Alden Ehrenreich emoji, a plank of wood, and Shadow Ships because Babylon 5.
There you go.
Oh, and of course, back to the super chats. I don't want to ignore any in super chat too. Daryl Rayner, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Hail the Tribunal. I'm definitely tired of Hollywood trashing our cherished franchises with this emo douchebag characters. Stay angry. Absolutely. And Yeagerbomb, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. If it took about 8 years for Batman to recover from Batman and Robin, how would you give? How long would you give all tainted franchises to recover, or all present tainted franchises to recover? Hail Tribunal. How long would you guys take for all the present franchises to recover? What do you guys think? All of our tainted ones.
A decade minimum. If it can recover at all, because with Star Trek Discovery, this is canon, whether we like it or not, unless they strike it from the record, which we hope they can. But my opinion is a decade, maybe.
Yeah. I would say at least 20 years for Star Trek. We don't need any more right now. We've had so much. I don't know. Anyone else want to jump in on that?
I think it's dead.
Yeah. I am working on something where I'm gonna touch a little bit on this about if it's just time to move on. So keep an eye out for that. I've been actually scripting something for you guys. But
I've actually got that Doomcock roundtable I'm going to have Monday, where the discussion is can Star Wars and Star Trek recover? And I don't think so, because it's interesting. People we're talking about. Somebody made a good point the other day, saying that all through the prequels, people were still wanting Star Wars to be good. And at this point, this person was saying they honestly just don't give a fuck anymore. So, I mean, that's the difference between the prequels and this. I think that the prequels were a disappointment, but this has actually killed any enthusiasm whatsoever for Star Wars. And I look back and when I see Star Wars stuff now, I just kind of roll my eyes and move on. Even when it's original stuff, it's really severely damaged the brand. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Creepy little book. We must unleash the power of chaos magic to erase the scourge of STD and Beardo Spock from this reality forever. Absolutely. And also, shout out to Creepy Little Book. He's got an awesome paranormal channel, which we should all check out because we're all pretty much into the paranormal stuff. So, yeah. So. Do you think we could stricken Spock from the record? Like, do you think there's a way we could do that? Or do you think they're kind of holding us hostage at this point?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think they're kind of holding us hostage with the licensing? Do you think that they're like kind of like the bratty kid in the playground saying, well, no, it's our franchise and, you know, this is ours and you're our customers. Nah, we can do whatever we want.
Well, they can, but we're not going to watch it. We're just going to mock it and piss all over it.
Do you think we have the power to? Do you think we have the power to massively boycott, and not even necessarily boycott, but massively make it fail by just completely rejecting it and making them stricken this from canon?
We can make it go so low they won't know what to do.
Yeah.
Did you catch what I did there?
I'm picking up what you're putting down there, Tom. I always questioned how much boycotts and all that stuff could do, but after I saw what happened to Solo, I'm a bit of a believer.
Don't fuck around with the fans.
I think it's already failing. I mean, the rumors that I had about the CEO, which I had said at the time. Listen, Kathleen Kennedy stabbed George Lucas squarely in the back as he headed out the door. Just because she was his protege didn't mean shit. And the fact that, Moonvez's protege got put in as the CEO doesn't mean shit, because he could have had nursing grudges against Moonves for fucking years and years and years. And so if that is the case, not only are they in financial trouble, but probably because of the alleged reshoots that have been reported, and the fact that they're way over budget, so they're hemorrhaging money. Obviously it is not a success, because if they were hemorrhaging money and it was a success, they throw more money at it instead of hatching these schemes of trying to do a garage sale, of short bus treks. Trying to, we got it. Everything must go. Okay, we'll take 30 million. No, 20 million. No, 10 million. Ah, shit. We're just giving it away with a box of cereal.
I was just going to bring that up, because that being said, you brought that up, and it's in Andre's upcoming editorial. I can say that much. He brings it up as well. And that is basically the whole deal about how short Trek or whatever it is not on Netflix. Netflix didn't want it. Even after reduced prices. No.
Yep. Everything must go.
They're taking...
So nobody outside the US and Canada can see a short Trek?
Not as of right now that I know of, unless there's other ways through other websites and other forms that they've worked out, but...
Lucky pricks.
And I think season 2 is just a situation where it was a contractual thing, and Netflix was not contractually obligated to take on the second season, and they refused to get on board.
I will tell you one little rumor that I have heard. People have told me that when they looked to pirate the short Trek, it was really hard to find. Not a lot of people were even uploading it. Nobody cares to upload it and pirate it, to share it around. And obviously we don't condone piracy, because why the fuck would you want to pirate Star Trek Discovery? Just don't watch it. But, you know, seriously though, they were...
Well, that's very telling.
Nobody cared enough to pirate it. And look at something like Game of Thrones that everybody was pirating. That was like the #1 pirated thing forever and ever and ever, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they kind of figure that into the ratings too, how much something is pirated. With the short bus treks, no, nobody even cared to pirate them.
No, yeah, I mean, you've got a like cat video lying around, and you've got an old, Speedy Alka-Seltzer commercial lying around, and you've got short bus trek. It's really at the bottom.
I'd rather watch anything than short bus trek.
I mean, it's like, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'd rather watch anything than short bus trek. I'd rather watch, paint dry. I'd rather sit there and like do my taxes. I'd rather do anything than watch short bus trek. But I watch it for you guys because I do really enjoy picking it apart. But I wouldn't watch it for fun.
And honestly, it'd be insulting. If I was a network, I would be insulted after watching that and being asked for anything, especially if I was Netflix. They should have offered it to Netflix for nothing. Honestly, for Netflix.
As a square up reel.
Maybe they did.
Oh God,
that's a suck square up reel when it's more of the same,
right?
Oh God, it was not even so much. It was more that. No, it wasn't even more of the same. It was worse. The writing was all over the place. It was like listening to a drunk 3-year-old ramble on about nothing, And they're there like they're there. She says, "Oh, I my planet is my twin. I was born when the planet was born. I worked in the mines. I'm the princess." It is exactly like listening to a drunk 3-year-old.
Like making a story. I know I'm a princess and I'm a scientist and I made a planet and I can recrystallize dilithium crystals and I'm the bestest.
Yeah,
I have a personal cloak suit, which is like, an advanced technology that is even more valuable, perhaps, than a recrystallization of dilithium, because then you've got shock troops that are invisible. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't get through the violations. It was bad. She's a superhero, basically. It was just dumb. And there's nobody on the ship. And it looks like it cost $10. It looks like they during the lunch break, they shot that during a lunch break, basically.
Yeah. And that's basically what they did.
Yep.
That's no joke. It's literally just the bare minimum of what they had to do to create this. And it's just to extend shit. That's what it's boiling down to. That's what all this is to keep you on CBS All Access, period. They'll keep stretching and stretching. Why do you think it's only one a month?
Yeah, that's what I figured it was. And then they do cock.
Why wouldn't they just do them all in 1 month? No, they couldn't do that, or all at once like Netflix.
They want somebody to sign up for October and November. They want $40 extra out of people is what they want.
So they got a couple of YouTube channels.
Get any of those freebies still in there? Yeah, right. And if they do get any of those freebies still in there, they want you to waste it on these months and not when they actually spent the money on.
God,
I
had to watch the Twilight Zone just to cleanse my palate after that. So
God,
But I have to argue that it's not worse than Star Trek Discovery full-length episodes. It's just merely more condensed in its stupidity. But I mean, the whole I'm a queen with a cloak and a dilithium recrystallization thing is no worse than Mikey Spock saying, "I was Sarek's experiment to see if Vulcans and humans could coexist." Oh, you mean after he had his Vulcan human son and had married a human for 30, 40 years? That experiment, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to Kurtzman. When I say stupid bitch, I'm talking to Kurtzman.
I
She
know.
was just
Well,
reading the lines, but it came out of his fucking ass.
well, it's
Well,
her fault.
Fuller had more to do with that part, didn't he?
No,
Nope.
no.
Well, that was
No.
Fuller's not that stupid. No
By
way.
then, he was gone.
I
That was
gonna say,
episode 5.
what,
By
when he
then-
found out that she was his sister?
Oh yeah, well that was right
Oh
away.
no.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
just mean the whole
that's
curve.
fine to be the
Oh.
sister, but that she says she was his experiment.
Yeah.
To see
Oh,
if
that
humans and Vulcans could coexist.
No, that
When
I
he's
agree.
been married to one and raised a fucking kid for 20, 30, 40 years, however old Spock is, for fuck's sake.
She's the bridge. I keep telling you guys this. It's all that matters is it's going to be Mikey Spock is the most important fucking character since Spock.
Well, I
And they're
know,
gonna
dude.
prove
I
it.
mean,
They're trying to make her the most important character. That's and that's what they're trying to do in
Yes,
Star
she
Wars.
is
This
fucking
whole-
fucking her.
Period. And that's my
She's
theory.
Ray.
They are going to turn her into Spock. It's not so good enough that she's Mikey Spock on her own. They're going to take Spock, the character, and be like, ha ha ha. Not only is Spock not who you think he is, he's an African-American woman. Eat that shit, you racist bastards.
I
And-
would be
and
It doesn't matter
surprised.
what color she
Problem
is, it
with
just
it-
matters that she's a dumb fucking character.
And when we have a problem with it, they're gonna call us racist man babies who are sexist. We can't stand
Even you.
anybody who's not a white man. And it pisses me off so much. I can't stand it.
It's basically going to be like they'll put her in Spock like they put that obnoxious SJW robot into the Millennium Falcon. And so the Millennium Falcon all
Thank
along
you.
has been this
Yes.
unpleasant bitch.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly.
That's exactly
and all
what I've been
all
saying.
they need to do is have Spock milk a Talosian, and he'll be fine.
Oh,
after
we're
that.
going to Talos 4, which is absolutely absurd.
She's an
I mean,
African.
they've said that, and that is a complete and total violation of canon in every possible way.
Exactly. We're going there even against General Order number 7, right?
No, dude, this is supposed to be a prequel, which makes no sense because if it is a prequel and Talosians got their hands on humans in the first place, then they would have tried to get Vina a mate beforehand. In fact, since Pike is on the fucking Discovery, they would have tried to get him before then. So it is just fucking absurd and it completely supplants the Cage.
Well, and not only that, Discovery is supposed to take place like a few years after, like 2 years,
That's
2 or
what you
3 years
said,
after
yeah.
the Cage.
Right.
You know?
But they're
Oh, man.
mathematically challenged and they're saying it's a prequel, so it makes even less sense as a prequel. So it's just a fucking shit show.
And I've had actually Captain Foley from Trek Yards. So shout out to Trek Yards. He's
Yo.
being so generous and considerate and he said what if it's a flashback and that's how it's a prequel? Like, well, hey, you're so optimistic and I can't agree with you, but you know, you're very optimistic and I can't be that optimistic. But two, it's so stupid if they do that as a flashback, because why are they marketing it as a prequel now?
According to Wiki, the Cage takes place 2 years before the Vulcan Hello.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
hello, Frisco.
Vulcan hello sounds like a sex position.
Vulcan, hello.
Can I read a chat? This is from one of my
Yeah.
subs.
We're
Well, it's a
so
mutual
Vulcan
sub. I
happy
think he
to
subs
have
to
you
everybody.
here.
Tarka Jedi, love you, Tarka Jedi. The Expanse makes Star Trek Discovery look like it was made by people who don't even watch Star Trek or talk to fans. They're arrogant bastards.
That's what
Yeah.
we've
Just wanted
said
to
all
say.
along.
Yeah.
That's what we
They-
said all along.
And it is. There's
Gilmore
now
Girls, Gossip Girls.
Gilmore Girls and Gossip Girls now.
Yeah. Kush is saying
on Star
that
Trek.
They've even upset Gary's dogs.
Right.
the Talosians have the long distance telepathic powers. They do, but still, how long distance are their telepathic powers, though? I mean, they are off limits for a reason because of their long distance. You're not to have any contact with them, and this is already established in the timeline according to the year Discovery is supposed to take place,
Charm.
right?
As Lee Crystal brought up,
Yeah,
Charmed.
charmed
That too.
writers. Oh fuck,
So charmed.
it's bad. It's bad. Gossip Girls in space. We don't need Gossip Girls in space.
Well, we got it.
Oh,
We
it's
don't
coming.
need it anymore because we've already got it. That slot is filled.
And it's bad. It's like they forget who their audience is. You know, the Star Trek audience are not Gossip Girl audience members. You know, we're not Gilmore Girl audience people. They're totally different things. That's like trying to sell, you know, the Evil Dead series to people who watch those house flippy shows on HGTV. They're totally different audiences. Oh.
Why is there blood everywhere? You're gonna have to clean that up before you sell the place.
Now I want to see that. I want to see a mashup. Let's make that happen.
House Flippers Murder Edition. 17 mass murders happened in this house, but we're gonna flip it. You're gonna see it now.
That house.
They actually did that on the Vegas flipper one. There was blood on the floor.
Oh, nice.
That was a good one. Yes, I watched the Vegas, flipping Vegas.
My mom loves those.
This has got a little off rails. Go ahead and take some of those super chats.
Yeah, I'm just loading them up. I'm seeing all you guys in chat, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's see. Kush with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. If David Nevins of Showtime takes over the reins at CBS, will things improve for Star Trek? And Baba Booey, live long and prosper, hail. do you guys have any thoughts on David Nevins of Showtime taking over?
I think anything would be improvement, but the first question I would ask him is, what are his feelings on science fiction? Because we knew Les Moonves' feelings on it. I think anything would be an improvement right now, but I also don't think they have this huge plan with Kurtzman. This is a huge deal. There's 5 more shows coming.
They look bad. I don't know enough about David Nevins from Showtime to know, but I mean, I think anything's an improvement. Anything.
What isn't? I thought he was dead, but I liked him in Around the World in 80 Days.
I was going to say David
Nevins was great in the Pink Panther, but it's one of my favorites. But no, what's not being brought up here, and I'm not saying that Doomcock may not be right. I know it's where I'm just gonna look to the right or down, or he'd be down there when I'm up here. Anyway, it's just like to address him, I feel like weird. Is that this guy may have some kind of beef with Moonves and fuck things over for him, but I don't know about that because this guy basically spearheaded this CBS All Access. That was his job.
Yeah.
Do you really think that this guy is going to make his past work look bad by sabotaging anything that has anything to do with CBS All Access? I have to ask the judge that much.
Yeah, because it stinks. I mean, because it's failing.
We know
it's
that,
like CBS All Access is failing because Star Trek Discovery stinks. It's been an utter failure. So, of course, if like CBS All Access was his baby, they need to get some good fucking shows on there to help his baby survive. Right now, his baby has tuberculosis and a goddamn STD, and it's in an incubator and it's dying. I think that's entirely plausible because I sure shit wouldn't like my wonderful network that I set up that was, that has some good shows on it, like The Good Fight. That's a pretty good show.
You make some good points.
Fucked up with all this horrible Mikey Spock shit. It would drive me crazy if I was that guy.
Then again, he might be one of those like Moonves who sees it as just what it is to them.
Just an opportunity to make money.
In which case they're going to go down.
Yeah.
I hope you're right, sir. I really do. I do. I mean, trust me. I really hope you're right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm only conveying, you know the source, but it was interesting at least. I mean, it does at least play into what I have observed in the power dynamics of Hollywood is whenever there's a power shift, the guy coming in tries to kill what his predecessor has set up as a display of power and as a display of who's the big kahuna now. So it fits in that way. But as far as direct evidence, I mean, I don't have the boardroom.
No, I'm not saying that or anything. But you could be very well right, and you're very right about the whole. Like you said, when somebody comes in, they want to shoot down something that the predecessor had done before to display their power. But the thing is, the thing that you're picking for him to shoot down is the thing that he worked on prior to. So that would be like if you're at a job and you get a
They got to cancel shows all the time, though. And Star Trek is supposedly their big gun, and CBS All Access is going to get their asses kicked in the streaming wars. They're done. I don't. If Star Trek is successful, I don't know how much they would have. They have. Big
Why do you
Brother.
think we're getting Picard?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
They had to bring
Picard is their ace in the hole.
They had to bring in all the normies who haven't heard of Discovery. Who don't
If your ace in the hole is an 82-year-old guy as your lead actor, sorry.
You want to watch me fucking die.
Yeah.
You're going to put me on the TV. Nobody's going to watch.
Nemesis 2, the Scrollering.
Right? Well, if they bring in Tom Hardy, it still wouldn't help.
Well, they're bringing him in because they have the brand recognition with him. You have so many people who don't even know Star Trek Discovery is a thing, and this kind of brings me back to a little bit of our original topic about Discovery and Spock. How they swore up and down originally months and months ago, even before Discovery aired. Oh, we'll never see the Enterprise. We'll never see Spock. We promise you'll never see Spock. It's its own show, and then the ratings aren't what they want. The viewership isn't what they want. The feedback isn't what they want for sure. And what do? They bring in the Enterprise as like the money shot at the end of season 1. They bring in Spock now in season 2. They announce Picard. They do all these desperate things because they know we're leaving. They know the fans. They know all of us old people are leaving. You know, it's like this marriage that we're in with Star Trek, where the spouse that you're kind of tired of being shitty to you just kind of pulls off their last bit of, oh, but wait, what if I do this? Will you stay with me if I do this? And that's exactly what they're doing. You know,
we're going to get 5 years of that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to burst your guys' bubble, but that's what's going to happen. And the problem with the Picard thing, to support what I'm saying, is look at all the buzz it's getting. Look at all the stars that are backing it. They're expecting them to get every one of the members of the old cast in some way, somehow. It's gonna be either big or bomb, one way or the other. And it's only going to bomb. The only way it's going to bomb is if it's bad. But is there enough Drekkies out there to keep it alive? That's the question. No, of course not. Probably not.
Akiva Goldsman is running the show, right?
To a point, yeah.
But it's going to be bad. 100% going to be bad.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My point is
the overseer, though.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like if they were trying to do a revival of Old Yeller, and for the opening episode of the revival, Dad comes in and says, "Well, Timmy, we found Old Yeller," and they tosses him on the carpet and he's dead.
Yeah.
Ta-da! I mean, it's just
that's it.
This thing to death. So it's a dead Old Yeller on the carpet. Picard is ancient. He's crunchy. He has no sense of story. He wanted Picard to be an action hero in fucking Next Generation movies, and we saw the consequence of that. And Akiva Goldsman is helming the thing. It's dead, Jim.
Oh yeah, and you could just see it in the Titans episode that he wrote. And I tried to be nice to that because I like comic books, but man, it was bad. And you just think that they brought the nipples on the bat suit back to Robin, Batman and Robin back to Robin. Akiva Goldsmith wrote first night, Batman and Robin. God, I'm missing that crappy Lost in Space. I know there's much more. How
Nipples,
this guy gets
I don't know if that's so much him or if that was Schumacher.
Well, he was associated with that. So.
Don't blame
if you're
him.
associated with Sonar in Space and nipples on the bat suit, you should be banned from life.
I still say I think Schumacher took the credit for that, but still, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gary. Go ahead.
No, you know what? At least Schumacher has come out and apologized for stuff. Akiva Goldsman gets work. If he's involved in any way, shape, or form, I know Michael Chabon is writing some of it too. That's not going to help.
It's failing up. You know why Kurtzman has this job? It's simple. Go watch Midnight's Edge. Because Bad Robot has their fucking finger in the ass of this whole thing. That's why. That explains the answer to everything. But a lot of these Drekkies just want to go, no, that's not true. I don't see Bad Robot. Bad Robot's not here. Midnight's Edge is full of shit.
No, it's all with association. It's a different label on the same goddamn thing. It's just rebranding and repackaging, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, Bad Robot's involved in American Gods, Titans, Star Wars, Star Trek, Westworld. They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
and they stink. They uniformly stink it up.
Absolutely.
but they don't want to listen to the logic, as Spock would say, the real Spock, in that, why does any of this not make sense? Because you're just avoiding the obvious, and that is that this has to be 25% different because of the stupid fucking Bad Robot deal, which, who is a part of Bad Robot? J.J. Abrams and who?
Alex Kurtzman.
Kurtzman.
Alex Kurtzman.
So they fucked the pony. Guess who gets to come in and
Westworld's not. I look at it. Cush. American Gods was pretty good, but Westworld is not anymore. Unfortunately, it's very sad.
JJ's not going to come in and run some measly little Star Trek show. So who the fuck is going to come in and run this?
Yeah.
You can say Bad Robot's not involved all you want, but then the copyright shit makes no sense. And we've got more than enough proof that there is a 25% copyright difference. Not only that, Shatner himself said that they have to go to Paramount for permission to use Kirk. Why the fuck would CBS have to go through Paramount to use Kirk? There's only one fucking answer that makes sense. Because Bad Robot has the rights to Kirk right now. That's why, and that's it. That's what they had to do for this fucking Spock shit. That's why Spock's there. That's why Kurtzman's there. That's why Picard's coming back. It all makes sense if you fucking think of it logically, but no, they want to argue and say, no, you're full of shit. It's canon. It's prime timeline and blah, blah. No, it's not.
No,
and
well, what they do is they listen to... Yeah, they just listen to the headline. That's the thing. They have the headlines that don't have anything to do with anything. And they read the headline of these fucking articles, and they don't actually read the article or anything that they're linked to. And they take all these articles from these nobody news sites as gospel, and they never bring them back to the actual news source. And that's what
I was just going to say, just to finish off what I was saying, and just to say, if you go back and look at original articles about this and our videos and everything else on Midnight's Edge, we specifically point out that Brian Fuller flat out fucking said this is not canon. This does not take place in the Prime universe. This does not take place in the Kelvin universe. After he's gone, that all changed. Say on that. So to me, if you're going to sit there and argue the point, was Bad Robot a part of this? If you really want the conclusive proof, get on the fucking Wayback Machine. I can't remember where it was at, but it was on some article or Star Trek something or other website where it specifically listed Bad Robot as one of the production companies. Then all of a sudden they were gone, and Secret Hideout was there. Now that's not just probably a perfect name for what it is. It is what it is. It's a secret hideout for Bad Robot.
Yeah.
And there's probably other legal reasons involved with that too.
Absolutely. And lest Tom leave the impression that only Midnight's Edge breaks Star Trek news,
oh, that's
I
true.
was the one that broke the news about the contract being signed that said that from now on the original timeline canon was being discarded, and that only now the only canon moving forward period would be Star Trek Discovery and the Abrams verse, or the unholy conglomeration of the two.
Yes, you did.
So I was mocked and reviled at that time. I did take that chance, and I think I have been proven correct.
Yes, we backed you up on that, and I think there was a few things that you brought up this last week that we may even back you up on. I can't say for sure because Andre's editorial is not complete. I know there's at least one or two things that you brought up in there. So yes, check out Doomcock too. He's always doing the good rumors out there, and we will always back him up if we can find something to back it up with.
And absolutely. I think Mary can probably link that video in chat for you guys, for Doomcock's his awesome breaking news about how Discovery is just going to be gone soon. It's one of his more recent ones, so Mary will probably link that for you guys.
But that is just a rumor. That is not confirmed. That's unfortunately, if it was, I would be, dancing naked in the streets, strewing rose petals for passing cars and getting arrested. I mean, it would be like jubilant.
It's still good stuff, though. I mean, it's still food for thought. It's still something to think about.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It is not confirmed though. Tom's absolutely right, and I'm hoping that Andre and him can confirm that for sure.
Well, I don't know if we can necessarily confirm, but we can back up a lot of things you're saying.
That's good. That's
what
good to know.
Is absolutely confirmed is that last season went over budget and this season went way over budget.
Yeah.
That
I
is.
have a friend of a friend who works as I can't. When
I've
the
heard
show
it
is
too,
canceled,
funny
I'll be able to say it, but I can absolutely back up Doomcock on that one. It has gone way over budget.
Yeah. Well, that's clear.
And they have had big trouble from what I understand, Gary and Tom, that on the movie side, we know somebody here maybe cost somebody a chunk of money. I'm not going to say who or what, but I'm going to say somebody here may have had a direct impact on certain things, and hail to them for
That's
that.
what we're told, but
And then also on the TV side, the source of the overruns is what I'm not entirely sure of. What I heard was that they had such bad audience scores testing the first 4 or 5 episodes that they shot for season 2 that they actually had to go and do extensive reshoots, which I must think probably propelled them way over budget. And now they're desperate for funds on both ends, on the movie end and on the TV end. So that adds up to failure in my book in terms of the corporate viewpoint. I mean, when you're losing money, hemorrhaging money, that's a failure. And that can make a CEO, no matter how he feels about a property, say, it's time to cut the fucking strap.
And they're not selling merchandise, as you pointed out as well.
No. And canceling merchandise
Star
too,
Trek
right?
counts on that. Yeah, it needs it.
why do you think we're getting a Picard show? Why do you think Spock's showing up in Discovery? Do I have to say it all again?
No,
they're still not going to make
it's-
Spock Star Trek Discovery action figures.
but those dumb assholes think that that's going to sell.
Okay.
25% less Spock is what I've always wanted in an action figure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it. But yeah, so I got to go back to the super chats. You guys have been waiting so patiently. I really, really appreciate everybody here. John Tanette, again, thank you so much. A Hong Kong $100 super chat. Thank you so much. Who in their,
all through college.
Yeah, I know. Who in their effing mind would host that crap? Your computer would get a global YouTube outage STDs. That's probably talking about the pirating of STD, the short bus treks. Yeah, well, I think they just throw it out there. I don't know how the Pirate Bay works, but you know, like I said, we don't condone pirating anything ever, especially not Star Trek Discovery.
You know what'd be funny is if we find out that CBS is actually the ones loading it up on pirate sites, but nobody fucking wants to.
I know.
Out of desperation, yeah.
I need somebody to watch this shit.
Herpicus McDurpican, thank you so much. $10 super chat. This may be a bit off topic, but do you guys think the Mandalorian will be as STD is for Trek? Also, my bet with Doomcock is still on. The Mandalorian. Do you think that? Do you guys think? And anybody have any thoughts on the Mandalorian?
I don't think it'll be as bad as Star Trek Discovery. Jon Favreau's, he's good. I don't know if it'll be good or not. I know they're banking on it pretty heavily. But I know there's no way it could be bad as STD.
No, it can't be as bad as STD, but I just don't think that it can survive. I mean, I don't think it's going to revive Star Wars.
No, I don't think it'll get a whole lot of viewership. That's kind of my thing. Unless they do something crazy like and make the bounty hunter or the Mandalorian under the mask. They take off the mask and it's a woman, then they'll get a whole bunch of drama on both sides and blah blah blah. But
Booby fett?
Huh?
Booby fett?
Yes. Well, yeah. But she'll be a 16-year-old girl, just like effing Nest or whatever the hell her name was.
Enfant's Nest?
Enfys, I don't fucking
Enfant's Nest, something like that. I don't know. I just watched half of it the other day too, and I don't care anymore.
I know. I don't care either.
Is that true? Shaq366, he says it was on Daily Motion with no visits. The short trek.
Wow.
That would be funny as hell.
Now I have to look.
Yeah, me too.
Thomas Potts, thank you so much for $1.99 super chat. Hello. So flashbacks like on Lost. Because we were talking about how they might be flashbacks to make the cage a prequel, or to make it a prequel to the cage or something. God, hopefully it's not flashbacks like on Lost. I didn't watch Lost.
Isn't Pike in his little machine?
Oh God. And he's in his machine.
Did he get magic con blood too?
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably.
They'll even fuck up the machine. It'll be 25% less fucked up.
I know.
Hey, there's a
toes.
couple of them.
3 toes. That's the problem.
Oh, fuck.
There's a couple of them, but the one I found has 704 views.
That's pathetic.
That's pathetic.
That is so bad.
I think the horror show probably has more views by now. No,
I
probably
have
not,
more.
but
I
still,
have more views complaining about Senran Kagura getting censored, and
we
that's,
almost have a quarter of that right here, right now, watching us. So.
I know that's nobody for Star Trek. Oh my god,
It's
that's
not
so
Star
pathetic.
Trek. That's the
Oh,
problem.
I know. Well, for what they think is Star Trek. Oh yeah, we also have a $2 super chat. Willie Woodward, thank you so much. Hail to all, much love to Mary Ashmead, and hail Mary Ashmead. Thank you so much
Hail
for
Mary.
Hail Mary Ashmead.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
working your ass off for us. We really appreciate it. I know you go from stream to stream moderating. You know, you're quick with everything. You're on top of everybody in chat. We really appreciate you. You are
Quick
the
giving
bomb.
us super chats.
Yeah.
I love
also-
this. The USS Doomcock Destroyer, says
Ooh.
KP Starfleet. That's what we need. A goddamn dreadnought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about Mary because she shouldn't be giving us super chats. She already does way too much for us.
Yeah,
We
Mary.
should be paying
Yeah.
Just
her.
tell her, please stop.
Mhm.
Don't. I'm
Mm.
gonna send it back to you.
I'm sending Mary a Dalek. She earned a Dalek.
Nice.
She earned a Dalek.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for a Dalek.
Gold star for Mary.
And also a Cormoran with another Australian $5 super chat. Thank you so much. The Kurtzman strain of syphilis has reached Spock's brain. The cause of death, terminal STD. The gallery calls for a motion to push the button TM.
I agree. I second that motion. Is it passed?
No,
Is it passed?
No.
No, I think we're still.
no, we're not
debating.
pushing the fucking button, Harvey.
The Expanse is still coming
You're
out.
no fun anymore.
Harvey doesn't want me to go see Ghost next
What if
month.
I buy you tacos, Harvey? Will you be happy?
I couldn't get him anyway. The barrier's up.
Well, he's got ways. He says,
Worthless.
how else did he get you the phone?
Yeah, but logically, then if he doesn't want to have the button pushed, then he's not going to give me tacos to help facilitate the pushing of the button. It's a logical conundrum, I think, as far as I understand human logic, which is very sketchy.
I don't see why Doomcock wouldn't give you some tacos.
Unless
Maybe.
he wants them
Maybe
all
I
for himself.
will. I'll throw them at him.
I could,
I could just
I'll
see
spring
him
for some
hitting him on
Taco Bell for Harvey.
What's that over there?
Huh?
And
I
then
feel sorry for him. Yeah, see?
then I'll see if he unwraps them to eat them or if he eats the foil too.
These are overrated.
The bits inside were okay, but
I don't know. The sparkling stuff, it kind of sucked.
Don't
you
eat
guys
the
haven't
foil.
paid for food that looks good but tastes like shit.
John Tindet again, another 100 Hong Kong dollars super chat. Someone should check to see if pirate and STD torrents are being hosted from IPs leading to Home Depot's lumber section. Oh.
Oh, shit. That's family, y'all.
God.
That was good.
We
Well
gotta be up
done,
there for
John
50.
Tinette.
Help
Well
promote
played.
them. The Woke Report gave you $1.
Oh, Wilk Report, thank you so much. $1
Hey,
super
what's up,
chat
Wilk
with
Report?
No message, but thank you so much. We really appreciate all the support.
I know he's had some rough times, so that means a lot,
Yeah.
I'm sure, coming from
Oh
him.
yeah. I never feel like you guys have to super chat or
No matter for
anything.
him. Mike, I know you've been having some rough times with your situation there, so hopefully things are getting a little better. It's been a little bit since we talked to you.
I think I understand why Mikey Spock is such a shit actress. And it's because she can't help but give a plank stare.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Well, when she's not being a blank, she's got all those weird like expressions. I think one of my reviews, I just kind of screen grabbed all of these odd overacting expressions. It's like, do you not understand how humans work? Like,
No, she doesn't.
oh, she's and people
Like
are.
I said, she's more
No, go ahead.
like Spock than Spock will be. You watch and mark my fucking words.
and it's so weird. People always defend Sonequa Martin Green as being a great actress, and I went back and I rewatched some of The Walking Dead, and she's not that good. She was not that interesting, or I don't remember that much about what she was saying.
Never seen her in anything else. Couldn't tell you.
No, and I she was fine. She's a perfectly serviceable kind of secondary character in the background that you see once or twice here and there. She is not the type of person I would consider to be the lead actress in every single scene. I mean, I don't know. But that's picking on her. That's a little off topic of this Ethan Peck Spock. Spock getting completely destroyed by freaking Discovery. Ugh.
Pecker Spock.
Peckerwood Spock. Oh no. Now I'm like looking at this article here. Oh,
Peckerwood Spock. Sorry.
That kind of works. I mean, it's like
late.
Peckerwood Spock meet Mikey Spock the Plank.
Peckerwood.
I don't know how breaking this is, but one of our writers over at Midnight's Edge, Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez, who's in the chats now, just told me that the New York Attorney General is going to investigate MoviePass.
How come they're not investigating CBS and CBS All Access? Don't forget Anas Abdin and his lawsuit. Props to Anas. Hope he's doing well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's still that in the wind yet too. We have to see what happened with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think my opinion on that is I think he's going a little too. He's asking for a little bit too much with his lawsuit. With the
well, that's what you do. You go for the mats and then you hope for the best.
Well, I call
actually, I don't think so because I spoke with Xena the Terse the other day, who had played through Star Trek Age of Discovery, and lo and fucking behold, guess what, kids? The tardigrade is in the game.
Oh.
So not only have they not disavowed and removed the tardigrade, but now they have advanced the tardigrade in the game. God. So, Anas Abdin, if you are listening, sir, you need to play Star Trek Age of Discovery. Now, they tried to fix it by turning it more brownish than blue. That is not going to help. That's not going to help. They are that fucking stupid. So there you go.
I'm going to tweet that to him right now. So
yeah. Shit. How can they double down on that shit? Like, they know there's a lawsuit there. Are they that fucking arrogant that they just think they can get away with it?
Yes. They're that stupid.
And they don't think that we don't notice and we won't get out there and talk about it. And they think that they can go after us with like copyright or trying to shut our channels down or any of these other stupid things. And you guys don't realize what you're doing to the fandom. I mean, there are ways this gets out. We all have common viewers, and you will have some of these Star Trek channels that will not say anything against CBS or any of these things because they know they get a little bit of a benefit for not speaking out against them. But we have common viewers with these channels, and we all know what's going on, and we talk amongst ourselves, and we have the internet, and you can't silence all of us with this stuff. No way can you silence all of us. And we know what you're doing. Same thing with Stage 9. Same thing with, and now even Star Wars is doing the same shit that CBS has been doing with like trying to shut down the Knights of the Old Republic modding and shit and fan projects or something. But yeah.
Well, you know what they say? A sinking ship leaks like a sieve.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we've learned at Midnight's Edge, and Doomcock has now learned, and I'm sure Gary knows as well over there, when ships are sinking, lips are loose, and they will talk. And they will come to you, and they will tell you things. And at first, you're like, I don't know if I buy that. But then you have 4 or 5 people tell you the same thing.
Yep. But they turned it brown, so it should be fine.
But I think it's the other way around. So that's the thing. I think loose lips start to happen when ships start sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the government right now, but no, anyway, we won't go there. But anyway,
that's right. Brown TARDIS number 9. Brown TARDIS number 9.
Everybody starts talking when the shit hits the fan. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
Look at DC. Look at we hadn't heard shit out of really Star Wars until shit started going bad. But then go look at and then just to support my facts here, look at the other end. How much shit do we ever hear coming out of Marvel? Or Legendary?
Yeah.
or any of these
The
places
movie
where they're
side,
actually on top
the
of
movie
their
side,
shit.
none. Yeah, Kevin
None,
Feige
exactly,
runs up place with an iron fist, man.
Exactly.
Plus,
And
they're
usually,
happy.
you
You're
want to
right.
know what else? When people are happy and they know
Yep.
you're doing good work, they respect you and they keep their lips shut. They don't fucking talk about nothing because they know they'll lose their jobs because they give a shit. If
Yeah.
people aren't happy, they're more apt to come to you and say, hey, guess what? And we get that a lot, unsolicited. So, yeah. So it's just, it's kind of a glaring fact that this clusterfuck, we know that, but like I keep saying, this is just one big Picard and Spock and all this shit, the Enterprise, Pike, it's all a big thing to try and get us all on board, and that's why Kurtzman's on board. That's why all this is happening. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly like you. It's like you're trying to break up with somebody and they keep trying to bring you back in. That's what it really feels like. to
STD
me.
might be done. Don't get me wrong on that. It's probably done, ended. We may not even get the rest of season 2, like Doomcock said. Who knows?
God, I hope so.
I
But
know.
Picard is their
I'll laugh.
their big hoorah now. They're gonna lead off with Picard. They're gonna act like they're on an apology tour, just like Star Wars, to get into the Mandarin or Mandolin. I was making a joke from last time, except the whole Mandarin thing. Yeah, Mandalorian thing, and it's all just to try and ploy to the fans. It's shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the wrong type of fans too.
I know these are the fans that like they're trying to appeal to these fans that they come and go. These are the fair weather fans, and there's nothing wrong with being a fair weather fan. I certainly have my things that I am like not super invested in that I like, but
Well,
I
there
also
has to be fair weather for that, though.
I know, but I also don't go around attacking people for not liking the thing. If somebody, okay, like Thor Ragnarok is a perfect example. I am such a fair weather comic book movie watcher, and I know people have like a huge problem with them turning Thor into a comedy. Doomcock specifically saying that no, Thor would be like so comedic and it shouldn't be a comedy and everything.
And Gary's dogs didn't like it either.
I know. So I don't have any problem bowing out of that fight and saying, you know what, I respect your opinion. It's not my fight. I enjoyed it for what it is, and you guys can hate on it all you want because you guys are the people who are invested in these things. You guys are the people who make the franchises go. Basically, you're the ones who throw the money and the years, and you buy the books, and you're invested in it. And what I have a problem with Star Wars and Star Trek and all these kind of fair weather fans is telling us stop gatekeeping. If you don't like it, leave. It's like, no, fuck you. We were here first. This is our baby. This is our thing. It's like you're not that invested. Back out of the fight. You can like it all you want. You can like the garbage. There's nothing wrong with liking garbage. I like plenty of garbage. Don't tell me though that I can't, that my opinion is less valid for not wanting the garbage. I
like that band.
Yeah.
She's hot. Oh wait, you mean like actual garbage, like hot garbage? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I completely just rambling now?
No. That's the whole reason to hear the High Council exists and the Tribunal and all of us YouTubers, which we don't agree on every little thing, but I think the one thing we can come together on is we're trying to protect legacies out there that the owners of these IPs don't give a shit about, and we do, because in 2 or 3 years that management will be gone, or the fair weather people, the pop vinyl buyers and the Tumblr posters will be long fucking gone. We'll be left picking up the pieces. And yeah, because I'm going to be a Star Trek fan and a comic book fan, whether I like it or not, till the day I die. Mm-hmm. So, and I kind of want to enjoy this stuff in the future, and they're burning through it right now.
Yeah,
burning through it.
Exactly. It's like it's like they don't realize it's kind of in our DNA. We're so attached and we're so invested in these things, and they just they want to make fun of you. They're like, oh, you just didn't have any friends. This is why this is your family, and this is why. I did the video when Gary Kurtz died, and I relayed some anecdotes about having more memories of playing Dark Crystal and Star Wars than I did spending Thanksgiving with my family. And a lot of these people didn't actually listen to the video, didn't watch the video. And they're like, oh, you're just substituting these movies and these shows for your friends and for your family. And that's not the case at all. You know, if you guys actually watched the video, you would know that no, I didn't substitute. I had friends. They were not my friends. They were things that I enjoyed with my friends. And this is kind of how we are now. We're enjoying these things with our friends.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a gatekeeper. I mean, I just absolutely embrace it. When you call me a gatekeeper, I say, yes, thank you. And I'm keeping you out, you fucking rabble. I don't have any problem with it. I have no, they mean it as a pejorative. I say it is a badge of honor. If the contents inside the gate are worth protecting, then yes, I will protect the gate against the barbarian hordes. I will dump blazing oil on them and pelt them with rocks and garbage and cows. Petit lavage.
Yes.
Petit lavage. Bud. Fuck all of you. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a couple more super chats. Thank you so much. $2 super chat. Iron Wolf 1977. Hollywood can get away with anything. Yes, to a point. I mean, they can get away with it, but they can lose a lot of money getting away with it, I think. And Cormoran, again, another $2 Australian. Thank you so much, Cormoran. Even though I'm creeped out by the spider on your picture, even the pack lids know what makes them go. Pack lids are better than CBS. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That's sad. The pack lids weren't really that stupid, I don't think.
I got to say this to Doomcock's answer about gatekeepers. I like his answer, but I also like this too. I'll say, no, we're not gatekeepers, but we're keymasters, and we'll show you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
We will show you the way. We are the Mikey Spocks.
Do you know the way? No.
Do you know the way?
Willie Woodward, thank you so much. $2 super chat. I'm a genre fan and I like pop vinyls. Bad fan? No, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you're not telling us not to like the things that we like and not to have complaints about them. There's not a good fan or a bad fan, I don't think. There's just
clear up what you're saying, Mecca. I think what you're trying to say is there's those that jump on the bandwagon and buy the pops because it's just the popular thing to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't count if you're an actual fan.
Exactly. There's plenty of things I have like my little junk disposable figures of and all these things, but I do have one pop figure in my collection, which sucks. It's a porg. I know. I'm shame on me for liking porgs. They're cute though. But yeah. Chris Perza, thank you so much for a $2 Canadian super chat. STD new registry for season 2. NPC 1031. Oh, that's bad. Well, it's 1031 because they liked didn't Brian Fuller like Halloween or something? That's why it was 1031. It wasn't for like any other reason, right? Here we thought it was like section 31 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that was one of the early theories that the 1031 on the Discovery was, it's a section 31 ship, and there's this guy with a black badge. What does that mean? Because I was like really, really into.
Well, apparently that is section 31 though, with the black badge. Because so apparently that's right.
Yeah, they have the black badge so you can identify the top secret Section 31 people as they walk around the Klingon homeworld. It's really handy. Yeah, it really helps to keep that goddamn secret.
Right.
And they made it black just to make it extra secret.
Yeah. It's
just
black.
so they don't stand out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a world full of colorful people wearing blues and oranges and reds or not orange, but reds and blues and yellows.
And he tells her out loud on a planet where everyone is under surveillance, according to Core in Errand of Mercy. He says it explicitly. Welcome to Section 31. He says it out loud. So just in case the Klingons missed it.
I know.
That's what they should have added to it. The worst kept secret in the universe.
I know. Well, for something so secret, they certainly go around blabbing about it all the goddamn time.
Yeah, black alert.
Like
the
Secret Service. We know you're there.
Turn out the lights so you can't see how to what emergency. Black alert!
Black alert.
Why don't
Close
you
your
call
eyes.
yourselves the service. Why the Secret Service? We know you're there. Just like these guys.
Oh yeah, they split up their black alerts for everybody on the ship. They've got this thing locked off, but you know that the black alert's going on. The ship like goes under black alert. It spins around. It lights up. All the alarms go off. Who are you hiding this stuff from on your own fucking ship too? like everybody should have this certain security clearance even to be on the Discovery. It's such.
We should drive the SJWs crazy and say black alert, racists.
What do you mean black? Yeah, why is it got to be black?
What are you talking about? Oh, because Mikey Spock's on the ship and you're issuing a black alert now? Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is no.
Yeah. I'm literally shaking right now. No.
That's the worst part is we have to keep reminding these people that no, we're not racist. This isn't the Jetsons. There's always been black people on Star Trek.
Yes. Always. There's always been, there's green people, there's people with different, races, ethnicities, different species. It's not a method of or a matter of race. It is a matter of bullshit writing and characters.
They even had a gay Chinese guy. I mean, come on.
Why would a racist watch Star Trek?
Wait, no, he was Vietnamese. Was he?
I don't know, but every fucking series has had a black character. So, da-da! Congratulations for your innovation, Star Trek Discovery. Just more proof that they never watched Star Trek before they made the thing. It's like, wow, we're inventing black people in Star Trek.
Yes, right after Marvel invented black people in comic books. So
right
for Black Panther.
Oh yeah, they never had a black superhero before Black Panther, except all the 50 other ones. They never had a black captain in Star Trek, except for Cisco and all the other ones. Oh,
right.
God. It's bullshit. It's like they forget. It's like they have this almost revisionist history where they just forget everything that happened before them because they've never bothered to fucking Google anything. No. If they took 2 minutes of research, like I get facts wrong all the time on my videos because I don't Google them. I kind of go off the fly. I do a lot of ranting. I do a lot of hot-headed spur of the moment shit sometimes. I like the short bus trek that I was reviewing. I was pounding out my script and I didn't do any rewrites. I kind of went off it a couple of times during that and I got a couple of facts wrong. I wrote that in an hour. What is their excuse for any of Star Trek Discovery?
I just got a fact wrong. Decay is Japanese American. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a Chinese.
That's right.
You're fired.
Racist.
Come to this.
You don't know the difference.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's never mind. Yeah.
Click.
It's
boom.
Right.
I missed. I'm all right.
Played was a ginger. What? Brad Noble.
Played was totally a ginger.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
They wrote it in an hour too. That makes a lot of sense. If they wrote it in an hour and filmed it in an hour. Oh, but you have script supervisors and editors, and so you have somebody who would stand up and say something. Michael Burnham, like Sonequa Martin Green, she gave an interview where she flat out says, I don't question anything. I just recite and put 100% faith in my directors and my writers, and I don't question anything. She basically flat out says she doesn't really bother to say anything. She's just there to show up, read the lines, that's it. At the very least, Ethan Peck has gone on record saying, yes, I studied Spock. I checked with the Nimoy family. I got their approval. I really wanted to go out of my way. I watched Star Trek. I asked questions about how I should play this character, and they gave me the advice of be inquisitive, be curious, because Spock was always curious. And at least he did that. But Doomcock, you pointed out something about him that when he interviewed and he didn't know he's auditioning for Spock. So I'll let you take that.
Yeah, he just went in there and that nobody knows anything on that show. That everything is just so slapdash and ridiculous. It's a joke.
Oh my God! When during the New York Comic Con, when they were when you can tell that the actors were they were talking to the panel of actors and they were fed specific episodes to talk about how much they knew about canon. Mm-hmm. And like you saw one girl like looking up, like she was trying to remember what she was told right beforehand. And this was about the whole shaving the heads, the Klingon shaving heads for war. And it was because Worf one time dipped his hair into lava during some I forgot what episode it was. I'm not a Trekkie, but that's what they used it from.
Yes, I loved the Star Treks. My favorite character was always Uhuru.
Uhuru. Ahura.
How do you say that?
They're talking about how Kahless used a lock of his hair to
Kahless,
the sword of Kahless.
Yes,
he didn't shave the fucking head. He didn't shave his whole face.
Yeah, it was a lock of hair. So they used a lock of hair to shave somebody's head, and I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. But that's where they're getting they're using they use Michael Burnham. The logic they use is Cybok. Well, Cybok was stupid. I mean, that was dumb. Don't copy dumb things if you're gonna, or use dumb things to get your canon.
And it wasn't even canon. Didn't Gene Roddenberry not even want it?
Actually, I made the case that Cybok is a dream of Kirk's by the campfire in Yosemite, that everything in that movie is in fact a dream of Captain Kirk, and it transforms it into quite a brilliant little movie.
Yeah.
And there's
that.
actually a lot of evidence
I really don't.
in there.
I don't know why. I mean, I get it to a point, and it's not like I have such an issue with Mikey Spock being some long lost sister, but it's like, okay, so how many other family members are we going to pull out of now? It's not so much that she's a long lost sister; it's a second relative now that we've heard of that we never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh well, he's established not talking about his family specifically. Yeah. No, they're doing it as a pulling an ace out of their sleeve, saying, "Oh, Star Trek Discovery isn't getting a lot of views. Oh, well, what about Spock's? Here, we have Spock. You guys remember Spock, right?
Get the pointy ear guy. They love him.
There was a big fallacy in their whole entire judgment when it came to this entire gesture of making Mikey Spock an adopted daughter of Sarek's. Sarek is a full-blooded Vulcan. Okay, we're under the impression that he takes her on as an experiment, as I say. You want to know why? Because they're fucking saving their own ass, because at first they're like, oh, he felt sorry for her, and he may have been responsible for the death of her family, and blah, 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 or whatever it was. He wouldn't care.
Mm.
Honestly, he would not give two shits and a fuck because he's a Vulcan, and if it logically had to happen, he would not second guess it.
Yep.
Now, the only logical reason he would bring her home is because it's like she's alive and she could continue to be alive. That'd be the only logical reason. I don't really see him continuing to care for her.
No, he would dump her in an orphanage somewhere. He would take her to a Federation orphanage. He would not raise her on Vulcan.
Yeah. Logical sense whatsoever. Him hiding a illegitimate son that's half Vulcan or whatever. Is Cybok half Vulcan? Is he full? No, he's half Vulcan, right? No, they're not full brothers, though. They're half brothers. It's been a while since I've seen part 5. I can't remember.
I know they were half brothers.
Yeah, so they have different mothers, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I believe it was his wife before.
But he's also he's half Earthling, though, correct?
No, Cybok was the daughter of the Vulcan princess.
Okay, that's what I couldn't remember. Thank you. And that was the other point I was going to bring up. So, of course, if he was a full-on Vulcan, even better yet, of course he's not going to talk about him if he's, basically shunned all the Vulcan ways, then, yeah, he's dead to him. Logically. That makes sense. It makes no sense logically for him to take care of this child that he has no attachment to whatsoever, so they had to make up this, he put his Katra in her and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Exactly.
He had to do an experiment to see if Vulcans and humans could coexist. I mean, it's that simple. She said
now Sarek's just a pedo, that's all. He put his Katra in her and was supposed to buy it and eat it up like it's cake, I guess. I don't get it. And it wouldn't be so bad, but the character is just nonstop perfect. And we brought that up a million times too. So
yeah, well, she's perfect without actually being perfect. She's only perfect because they say how perfect she is, and then she doesn't actually ever exhibit that. And then people can use that as an argument of, oh no, but she's actually flawed. It's like, okay, which is it though? Is she perfect or is she flawed? It's bullshit.
She's perfectly flawed. No, every time she makes she makes a mistake, it's trusting a man. That's why.
Pretty much, that's true too. Yeah. I think maybe it was Doomcock who brought that up originally, but yeah, I know somebody did on one of the Captain Rob Trek logs too, as well. And that's the big point. It's everything is like in Doomcock said too. She'll tell if you don't know, and she'll tell you what you don't know, even if you should know better because you are whatever race or whatever. She'll still race-splain it to you that you're supposed to act like this, even though she should have no fucking clue.
Yeah, pretty much.
She knows how to be a Vulcan. She knows how to be a Klingon. She knows how to be, all those species that were on that one planet that they were talking to. She was telling them all how they're supposed to act.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the planet, but it was in the mirror universe that you're talking about, where she's lecturing the Andorian and the Tellarite that looks more like a Nausicaan than a Tellarite. Yeah. Ah, fuck.
And that's when, like Doomcock said, you said if you don't know, she'll tell you how.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we do have one more super chat that I neglected to call out, but thank you so much, Eric Hawk. $2 super chat. CBS has abused Star Trek Online like a stepchild since day one. I have not played Star Trek Online, but man, that's probably going back to having the tardigrade incorporated and calling it brown.
You're kidding? It treated it like a stepchild in a Pornhub video.
So they've yeah, I don't want to use that word.
Graphics on Star Trek Online look amazingly accurate.
The altar boy of Trek.
Yep. So somebody pointed out in when you guys were talking about the tardigrade being brown, they said turdigrade.
Turdigrade.
Yeah, well, it's brown now. So how now, brown cow?
Steel Johnson, thank you so much. $2 super chat. Love you guys. Hail Doomcock. Love Harvey. Well, we all love Harvey. Harvey has not been defending this very well, has he? I don't think he has much to defend, does he?
Well, I mean, you guys are just talking a lot of shit. I'm not hearing much evidence or anything, but I'm just anyway. Thanks, Steel Johnson, for love Harvey. Appreciate that, and
yeah, hail Doomcock. Thank you, Steel Johnson. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Why don't they just link Harvey here? Here's a tablet, or he's got a phone. Somebody link him the videos that Doomcock just did and some Midnight's Edge videos. He'll know exactly what we're talking about.
The two articles from today and pretty much the entire live stream from New York Comic Con.
There you go.
God.
Evidence presented, Your Honor.
I just think, Alex Kurtzman is, doing a job, and I think that you can't really pass judgment on this whole Spock thing until you've seen it.
I don't agree with that. I think that we've seen enough signs and we've seen enough from Kurtzman.
But that's impugning past actions that are not on trial. I mean, that's like double jeopardy. I mean, of course he's committed crimes. I'm not arguing that he's not like a fucking Stalin of franchise destruction. That he hasn't killed 1.5 million intellectual properties in the course of his reign. I'm just saying, maybe not this one that's on trial. All I need to do is stir up reasonable doubt. And I have reasonable doubt that Kurtzman is the culprit. Really, isn't the real suspect Les Moonves?
You're trying to deflect. You're trying to have another guilty party.
I watched Perry Mason.
Well, since this isn't actually
to be honest, Harvey sees a lot of himself. Harvey sees a lot of himself in Kurtzman because he wants to do to the world what Kurtzman has done to franchises.
Stomp them.
Well, I just want to I want to destroy them utterly. I don't want to rape them and humiliate them and make them drink their own piss.
I take it back. Carvey. You're right. That's a very good point.
I mean, no, my defendant is innocent.
I retract that.
My defendant is innocent. I didn't mean that about drinking the piss.
Yeah, that is straight. Yeah, it's straight up master and servant stuff for sure. Absolutely. It's about power, destroying franchises. Maybe they just really hate nerds.
It feels like it. It feels like, he was bullied in high school or something for being a jock, and he's never let go of it. And he just wants to destroy and kill and crush as many of us as he can out of revenge.
Yep.
It's personal. So. It's a revenge thing for these people because and even like the newer people who are coming around, they aren't what I would consider nerds. We are nerds getting bullied by people who should be on our side. so to speak. You know, they're people who should have something in common with us. You know, we were bullied all our lives for liking nerdy things and outcast for liking the nerdier things and not quite fitting in and not quite being part of the mainstream trendy crowds. And now all the trendy people are coming in on our franchises and bullying us for not wanting all the new direction that these things are going in. And you know, is it people like Les Moonves are responsible for this? Is it a cultural shift? Is it something, you know, did we do something? Is it personal? Are they pissed that nerds are smarter than them? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there's an underlying anger somewhere in that. One of the worst offenses in the trailer for me is probably the least to other people's when they say, "Oh, here's to the power of math," and then they high five, and I don't know why it pissed me off, is because part of the storytelling in Star Trek Discovery is they'll talk about sciencing thing or mathing something, and they won't show it. They'll just talk about how awesome and smart they are.
Yes.
No, they're angry. They're angry at us, even though it was Hollywood who didn't cast women properly for a lot of years. You know, if you hit 40, you were done, or you were a mom. They didn't put in more. You know, they cast all white leads for years and years and years. It's our fault. It's the audience's fault. You know, and now their overcorrection is not based on merit, and we're going, wait a minute, we still want good stuff. I mean, we know you guys are working shit out over there, but we want good stuff, and it's our fault now. So that's what this whole culture thing is about, really, at its core. And Star Trek Discovery is just the latest example of Marvel, Star Wars, and everything. So what are they angry about? They can't be angry at themselves. That would be impossible to a narcissist. So it's our fault.
Obviously.
I don't know if anger figures into it. I think that it is sheer fucking laziness and arrogance. I think, look, they'd have to actually work for their paycheck to learn a bunch of Star Trek lore. So it's easier to just toss it out the fucking window and do whatever you want. That way they it doesn't cut into their cocktail hours after work and, you know, fucking around, throwing around a baseball outside the studio lot and just fucking around. I mean, these are lazy motherfucking people, and they're arrogant enough to think that any shit that they pull out of their ass is going to be good enough for the likes of us. I mean, I think that's really mainly what it is, at least on the, you know, meat and potatoes staff writer level. As far as Alex Kurtzman goes, I don't know what Bad Robot, they're just a scourge. They're a scourge on civilization. They're a scourge on our culture, and they may actually be twisted and evil, but I think largely the rest of them just don't give a fuck. It's a job for them. They don't think it's going to last very long. They probably didn't think they were going to get out of the first season, and they're almost certainly not going to get out of the second season, so they're not going to bother to learn about all this Star Trek and Dr. Spock and, you know, about this Yoda guy. So they just can't be bothered.
It's the C's get degrees generation. Is all it is, you know, like it is the people. I used to work with people like this quite a bit, and they have this mentality that, well, I don't have to study. I can do the minimum amount of work to get the degree. And I was kind of like that to a point, but I was getting A's and not studying. So, you know, because I was smart enough to kind of know things. But this whole generation and mentality, and this is like the writing staff, it is the kind of lazy, lowest common denominator sort of level writing. And it is C's get degrees, the TV show.
Yeah. They just want to write Star Trek so they can talk about it on social media. They don't actually give a flying fuck. And it shows. It absolutely shows. And they wait till last minute to finish a script, probably. And they might Google something, but not much, as you said. Yeah. And they're probably too busy, you know, doing a bunch of blow and taking advantage of their assistant or something. I don't know. Or their assistant is getting them blow, and then they're snorting some blow off their assistant. Something like that.
Sushi style.
Yes.
Who wouldn't?
Sounds very specific.
Well, you know. Gary knows.
Maybe.
I think we have to check both Gary and Harvey's porn history after those comments.
There is one particular John Tennant super chat I would like to read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hong Kong $50 super chat. Thank you, John. And he says, like I've said, BF JJ, Kurtzman, and Goldsman went to, quote, band camp together in Austin, Texas, and got terribly, sadistically bullied by some villainous, esoteric Trek fan as kids. Why, John, are you saying that because I intimidated and beat up these punks that they've come back and hated Star Trek?
Yeah, could be.
You would never bully these poor little simple-minded TV producers ever.
I could see those little punks were headed for no good. I should have vaporized them entirely.
Well, you'll get a chance to when you go back in time, when you get the time machine.
That's right. Or when I take over the world. Ha ha.
That wouldn't have happened already. Then wouldn't it have happened already?
Well, no,
I guess unless we're in the initial timeline. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we're in the initial timeline where it
timeline.
hasn't fixed itself yet. And this is why everything feels wrong. This is why Star Wars sucks and Star Trek sucks and everything sucks. Because we're kind of living currently in this timeline.
I want to go to the other one now, please.
I know. Me too. Who has the time machine? John Tonette, can you hook us up? I know you're gifted and talented, probably.
So we have to go back in time and give Kurtzman back his lunch money? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Tina BB is saying, did Lord Doomcock just admit to bullying Widow Jar Jar and Akiva and all the other dude, LOL? And I'm saying, I don't know. I bullied so many. I can't keep track. I don't remember. I remember one had a big nose. That was probably Jar Jar. The rest of them, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Music got no big nose. Music got a big nose.
That's right.
See, I wasn't bullying people. I was just slutty.
Music got no nose.
Me too.
I was like in my own thing. I was like, no, I was listening to like music and yeah, I wasn't bullying people. That's the sad thing.
Nisa gonna grow up. School muy banter poodle for franchise.
Don't
banter poodle.
Oh, can we fix the prequels too while we're at it? Make them not suck.
Please.
Well, I've got scripts that would straighten them out. So anytime Disney wants, I've got the 3 scripts ready to go.
Can we find those anywhere? Soon? Someday?
I haven't
maybe?
put them up, but I'm thinking about posting them at the Patreon.
I'd love to see that.
Well, I will get them to you, Gary.
Yeah,
And
totally.
if you guys haven't checked out all of our Patreons, we all have Patreons that you should all be signed up for. Even $1 a month helps in ways you guys cannot imagine. Because YouTube hates us all sometimes. We all have those days when YouTube's like demonetize. So yeah, just even $1 a month, you get access to all kinds of awesome things for every one of our Patreons. Anyone want to plug anything? Anyone else want to plug their Patreon?
Yeah, definitely check out Midnight's Edge. That helps us out too, of course, just like Mecha Random said. But we also have some great stuff over there, especially like if you check out Doomcox, he's got all kinds of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We recently worked together on something that you can check out over there that you can only get on an exclusive Blu-ray through us, but I believe you can see right on Doomcock's Patreon.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
The
Fan
Fan
Four
Four Stick, yeah.
The Fan Four Stick review, yes.
I forced him to watch it. I'm a dirty bastard.
Well, and then I passed the buck to Harvey, poor dumb bastard.
Well, I feel better about that.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Harvey.
I have a love-hate relationship with Harvey. I love to hate him sometimes, and he hates to love me, so...
He poured Tabasco in my Johnny Walker Blue, the first bottle I had, but I've replaced it since.
And he still won't drop that motherfucking Me Too fucking suit, so...
Yeah,
that's Harriet.
Are you suing? Oh, is Harvey suing? Oh, you guys.
Harriet is a bit upset with me still about that mud wrestling bit, and she will not let it go. So,
well, I think she is just trying to cash in. That's
I know,
Yeah.
and I have nothing. She's gonna get no blood from this stone.
All Red
How much
won't
she's trying for.
return her calls, so I don't think there's any.
All Red Cthulhu.
Gloria's just not.
Harriet.
The Eldridge God.
I'll help you out, Harriet. Try and
feminist
get
attorney.
hold of.
It's like, pound me too. Listen, Gloria, I was touched.
Well, it's a good thing that you know.
I'm more than just a mud wrestler. I'm an eldritch god, and I'm going to destroy your universe. So can you help me out, Gloria?
Just hung up.
Harriet, I've apologized time and time again.
Well, he doesn't care. He just wants money.
I know.
He just wants money. He doesn't care.
Well, what's he gonna do with the money though? Has he ever figured that out?
No. Well, actually, that you haven't listened to my my rumblings from the lair that I just put up yet, but he talks about his financial situation in there and what he wants and everything. So I mean that's in that podcast. It's like a 2-hour installment.
Wow, I have to find time for 2 hours.
Yes.
I haven't had time to do anything today. Like today's been so crazy. I was going to do a Jackbox stream because the new Jackbox dropped and somebody gifted me that. So thank you, whoever you are who gifted me the Jackbox stream. You wanted to remain nameless. But yeah, today's been so busy, and I've been trying to actually move too, as trying to get some connections and get some stuff together and organized to possibly move back to Colorado. So
all right.
So you guys are helping immensely with the super chats. So I thank you all for that. That is where everything that you guys are sending my way, especially, is going. So thank you. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing, and the Tribunal. So thank you guys so much on the Tribunal for being here too, and throwing me a bone on this one too.
You are welcome.
We had a ton of other topics that, like every week there's something that we could talk about almost, but it's always just a matter of scheduling these too. So Jackbox Heroes, Stars and Rising. Free Harvey, please. No, we don't want a free Harvey yet.
No.
I still need to go to Ghost in a couple of weeks before. Oh, and it's that is the thing. If the moving thing does happen, we'll know probably tomorrow.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.
Yeah, Denver is a pretty nice city. Yeah, that's pretty close to where I grew up, and that might be pretty close to where I'll be going back. So,
John Denver sang Colorado Rocky Mountain High.
Mm-hmm.
I sense a pattern.
He was foreseeing the truth.
Denver and the weed. Is there a connection?
What's wrong with Harvey? Why is he singing that?
What? Oh, he's oppressed. He's now, he started singing, old slave spirituals out in the fields. He feels he's starting to do,
Oh man, river, that old man river. He must know something, but don't say nothing. Poor guy.
That worried about losing the case, Harvey?
Yeah. Oh, Harvey.
In the goddamn kangaroo court. I don't give a fuck what you idiots do. I'm just like sitting here, just waiting for you to pronounce sentence. It's complete shit. There's no way to change anyone's mind.
I've offered you tacos. What else do you need?
Do you want cupcakes?
Freedom.
Cupcakes?
Swing low.
I can give you M&Ms.
Sweet chariot. Coming
M&Ms?
for to carry me home.
He's gonna make me cry.
Sweet,
Harvey.
oh, sweet chariot.
We can't give you freedom, but we can give you the next best thing. Okay, we can give you a beer and a burger. That's America. That's freedom.
I don't even know what those taste like.
And
I'm proud to be an American, because at least I know I'm not free.
Is Harvey an American though?
No.
Harvey's
He's not even an earthling. How can he be an American?
He's a Cthulhu American.
He's a green American. Yeah, he's a green American. He's a tentacle American. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Where would he be? A God American?
A God American.
God American.
Brian Smart, thank you so much for $5 super chat. When Roddenberry had science in the original, there was logic applied to science that became a reality. STD science is based on hypothetical fantasy. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Roddenberry had things like the pads that ended up being basically iPads. And what other science things have happened from Star Trek?
I don't know.
Phones.
Yeah, iPhones, the communicators.
Flat screens.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Touch screens.
Medical scanners. I mean, now we've got all sorts of medical scanners.
You know what? TD, you don't need a doctor. You need a gynecologist.
I'm hoping the transporter someday. Hey, we got some a little bit of news here. It has nothing to do with Spock, but it kind of goes with what Doomcock is saying. Is with these new TV shows they're coming out with, Kurtzman has another statement about the Picard show, and it's Star Trek Picard series won't look or feel anything like Discovery. So if you were, that's good. That is good. But if you were proud of Discovery, why would you want to make something completely different from it?
Yes, exactly. I'm making a video on that I'm going to put out tomorrow. But that when I saw that, it was like, well, if you were proud of Star Trek Discovery, you would say, now, in the spirit of Star Trek Discovery, we have Picard.
Yes.
But now they're saying, no, it's nothing like that piece of shit. So are they proud of it? No.
No, that's because
can't wait to see that video.
Wants it. No, nobody fucking wants Discovery. We don't want Discovery. We want it to be as different from Discovery as it can be. We want the Orville. Damn it, we want the Orville. And they're not going to give us the Orville level of writing, acting, directing, lighting. They're not going to do it. They're going to fuck it up. They're going to have Picard sucking the tits of some space monster and drinking blue sea cow booby milk out of a fucking space whale. They're gonna disgrace him. You know, somebody's gonna roll up and hand him a communicator and or his comm badge, and he'll look at it and throw it over his fucking shoulder to subvert our expectations.
Yeah.
And it's gonna piss everybody off. And that's what they're gonna do, because that's what they
get off my lawn. I'm waiting to fucking die.
And we're waiting to let you die.
Where's my Worf? I miss Worf.
Did somebody say booby?
Boobies?
Boobs always come up in my chat. That's kind of a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
But I'm a girl. I'm allowed to say it.
I won't break into old Picard. I promise. That's it.
I don't mind. It's fun.
I know, but it takes forever.
I know. Make it so. Picard will have 25% more hair.
Probably less.
Yeah.
It will be 25% different. You just won't see it on screen because it'll be my happy trail.
That's what we need.
25% less, he'll be Pika instead of Picard. He'll be like Captain Pika, because, you know, we got to lose a few letters there. And
yeah.
Look at him, a tattoo on his face or something.
We said they're gonna call him Pickard. I'm Pickard, not Picard. Pickard. Jean-Luc Pickard of the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, you're doing great when you got to rely on a guy pushing 80 to come back.
Who says I'm pushing 80?
He's 78, right?
78. By the time they it's going to be out next year, so he'll be almost be 80. Yeah, a leading man of a TV show.
They're starting filming in April 2019.
Oh shit, he'll be 80 when it comes out. Then it'll be 2 years, right? So
yeah, it will
still be rocking it. Yeah,
I bet they're starting that they're doing the filming phase, or they're starting the production in April because they're waiting to see how Star Trek Discovery does. And
they're staggering the shit.
No, I bet it's going to fail miserably, and they'll cancel that thing. I bet they're going to.
Oh, that's possible, but they're still staggering everything, so you keep having to get CBS All Access all year round.
You know,
wow, and yet I don't. I don't. So I don't have to.
Stuff for you not to. Well, of course you do. But we're not going to talk about. You have all kinds of layers that we don't all have. We have to worry about the police.
Mm-hmm.
I have to worry about the phone company. You know, we're not all
cable
evil
people
lords,
spying on us. And
you know, yeah, we're not all evil
dinosaurs
lords.
in our front door to chase
fucking raptors. I wish I had a fucking raptor.
Can I have a
They
dinosaur?
won't let me have one in
Sure,
town.
you can have a dinosaur. Sure, I'll get it shipped to you.
Okay, I like dinosaurs.
Right? What kind? Do you want a triceratops? They're pretty docile.
Oh, they're cute. They're big cows with big spiky heads. Okay,
exactly.
And then you can ride one, and then they like anytime one of those guys comes to your door saying, "You're pirating things,"
yeah,
bonk, and they can like stab them.
Their turds are massive, but then you can sell it to Star Trek as a spinoff.
There you go.
That's an anti-Trekker.
That's how they run their
ships.
They start running the Discovery on actual dinosaur shit. That's their new. Yeah, they're gonna use that. The
And
methane
Saru
from
can
dinosaur
just
shit.
stand in it and grow.
Yeah, because he's a,
He's a mushroom.
He'll just stand in it and say, "At last, my arms are complete again."
He's a mushroom with danger testicles coming out the back of his neck.
Attend the tale of Shroomy Todd. He stood in poop and he was odd.
Mushrooms and dinosaur shit. I remember when spaceships actually ran on crystals. The last time I did mushrooms, they were in college. Oh, that Oreo chased me down the hall.
Well, the crew of Discovery
I ate him.
smoked all the dilithium crystal.
Yeah.
Dilithium crystal meth.
Crystal meth.
It was
Yeah.
the blue. It was the blue stuff too.
That's
Because the
why
whole
it has
show's
to
blue.
regenerate.
It's always blue.
That's why the show's
Get some more of that, man, please. Just a little bit.
I'm so goddamn angry. I've been looking for my my lengthy essay about how they jumped the shark on Breaking Bad, and I can't find it. So it's just going to be a whole shitload of fucking work to rewrite the goddamn thing again. But oh well, whatever. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I'm
I
gonna burn
actually
through the
posted
series.
it on a website way back when. It was on Supernauts, also Talkbacker. It was when they spun off from Harry Gnome's Ain't It Crap News. And and I just that they went out of business. And so, I can't find my goddamn essay.
Have you tried the Wayback Machine?
Yeah, they didn't have it. So
That sucks.
damn it. I know. I don't know where the fuck it is. I'm pretty good at
I haven't
backing
seen
it.
anything happen.
I don't know.
In about a couple weeks, I'll know what
It's
you're talking
been
about. I'll be done with
2-3 years.
with Breaking Bad. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to recreate. I'll just do it. But it was meticulous, like it was like a goddamn book. But it's
I hate it when I lose data. Harvey did it.
Harvey.
Harvey
Yeah,
always
Harvey.
does it.
I've been freaking out because I've been
that
trying
sucks.
to find.
I wanted to hear that.
Oh, you will, because I make a absolute. I cannot believe there are people in the world that do not understand that Breaking Bad was an epic failure in the 5th season. I do not understand.
It was. It really went downhill. It really changed tones. It was once they kind of brought in those biker guys. I think for me, were they Russians? I can't remember what they were. Were they Russians? It's been a while.
They were Nazis.
Oh, they were Nazis. That's right. I was
Nazi
like,
bikers.
I was still at the height of my, matching Mad Men Drink for Drink and being just completely out of my mind on pills back then. So yeah, I don't remember a lot of it. I loved like the first season or 2 or 3 of Breaking Bad, right? That last season really kind of went downhill for me for sure.
Yeah.
But of course I had to finish it because once I start something, I can't not finish it, which is why I avoid watching things. But
yeah, God damn it. So I don't know. Anyway.
There's some people upset with Better Call Saul the season as well at the end of this one.
I'm gonna have to watch
Well,
that.
you know what? No shit. That's why I'm not watching Better Call Saul, because of that jumping the shark on Breaking Bad. And if you didn't see that they jumped the shark on Breaking Bad, then you deserve what you get, damn it. The way I was going to watch Better Call Saul, no fucking way. Because I know Gilligan makes terrible, terrible decisions in the home stretch, for fuck's sake. Anyway, I'll get into it later.
That's what Mrs. Gilligan said too.
This is not the
Can't
time.
finish.
I'm not the time or place to do that.
You can buy toys to finish. Anyway, thank you so much. We had a £4. Is it a £4? £4 super chat. DJD EFK2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, so, and anybody else have anything to add to this conversation?
Other than it's everything we thought it was going to be from the get-go. All of us predicted this, and I'll speak for myself. I was joking. I was not serious. I didn't think they would actually go down this road, but to get the confirmation was a little vindicating, and then vindicating for all of us. Especially all these Dreckies we're having to deal with. I don't have to deal with it as much as you guys do, but they're out there. They take their little snipes at me, and they talk about how canon really isn't that important. It kind of is to a show like Star Trek. It's completely built on it. But yeah, I think this was Exhibit A, and this Star Trek Discovery Season 2 is dead man walking. What Doomcock said was right. And the thing is, it had to take that line where he said this was the only opportunity we had to basically fuck up Spock, and they took it. They took that opportunity, shows how much they give a They don't. They're going to crumple this up, walk away, not give a fuck, go fuck up another franchise, and we'll be left holding pieces of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. If Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and there's quite a few examples of where they don't follow their logic and change the rules and shit goes off the rails. There's way too many examples of it for any kind of excuse out there. You know what I mean? It's Highlander 2. There's another good example. Since
Matrix.
Doomcock loves that.
Well, horror movies are really bad about not sticking to canon. So, but yeah.
No, depends. But the ones that have longevity and live on the longest do stick to the canon.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows. And I mean, it's just a sad situation we have here. Unfortunately, we knew this would happen, and it's happening. Gary said he didn't think it would happen, but I had to say, yeah, Doomcock and I and Mecca and Midnight's Edge have all been trying to tell you guys.
Well, I thought it would take a shit. I just didn't think this is the route it would take.
Oh, well, I know, but you got to remember, there's no logic to these people.
No.
Yeah. That's the problem.
They don't
have
much
logic.
credit too often.
I was kind of hoping they'd bring, well, not hoping, but I was kind of waiting for them to bring Kirk to fuck him up too. I mean, they still have a chance.
They're getting
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm convinced that then Mikey Spock is going to teach Wallflower Lieutenant Kirk how to come out of his shell. He's going to teach Kirk how to get laid and how to deal with women, and how to do the two-legged flying kick. Just wait.
Oh yeah,
just wait.
God, I don't know why. The more I think about Solo, it is as bad as Last Jedi.
It is. I couldn't make it through the shit the other night. And I see so many people defend it. And it's like, I get it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But everything you're saying to try and defend it, I just saw as pandering bullshit and made me hate it more. I don't care if Han's shot first at the end or he shot at all. It doesn't fucking matter. He's not Han through the whole goddamn movie.
And then Kira had to show him how to do everything and save his ass at the end. That's what made me think of it when Doomcock was saying that. I was just like, God.
Well, yeah, he was a side character in his own movie. That was the problem. He wasn't important. It's Han Solo, a Star Wars story, and he's a side character in his own movie. He's not important. He's not the main character. He's not the main focus. The focus is all over the fucking place. It is reference as pandering reference after pandering reference, and that's kind of what Star Trek Discovery is. It is pandering reference after pandering reference, just to give you this whole, hey, remember Kirk? Do you remember Spock? You remember the Enterprise? You remember the Defiant? And that's all it is. It's references to make themselves sound credible. And it's so hollow and empty and pandering. And I hate it. I hate every minute of these things.
Oh, it was like halfway through production of this and Iron Fist season 2. I'm not going to let this fucker go. That Gloria Allred came in with her Me Too times up correction checklist going, okay, you do have a white male lead, but you need to make him a secondary character in his own show. Check. Okay. Make him an idiot to all his friends. Check. He's got to have 3 powerful women around him at all times who are all bosses or scientists. Check. They have to fight better than him, and then he's got to give up his power at the end. Okay, good. All right, check. That was Iron Fist 2 and Solo and probably Spock and what's going on right now. And, nothing against Time's Up or Me Too, but keep it the fuck out of my genre, please. And yeah, it's when it becomes problematic to just have a lead character, a male lead character. I wouldn't even say white. I'll say male lead character, to the point where you need to circumvent him, and then have him, especially with Iron Fist. Goddamn fucking Iron Fist. Oh my God. I wish you guys would watch that. It really was painful.
No, thank you.
So he could basically imagine if like Kira was actually Han Solo and Han Solo just carried his cool. He was just holding it for Kira. And then he gave his cool to Kira. He's like, I was just holding it. You were actually born to be Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon and have all this cool in Chewbacca. I was just a courier.
Gary, you just fixed the movie outside of taking out that damn robot. You did. You just fixed the movie. If you would have just flip-flopped Kira and Solo, the movie would have been perfect. And at the end, Solo's on the run because that's the first and only thing he did for a woman, and he'll be damned if he's ever going to do anything again. Because if you made him the cold-hearted bastard through the whole movie and she was the one who was in love with him, and it's like that's all he did was just kind of fuck her over in the end. And then at one point he does kind of, at the very end, I'll do this for her, but I'm going to be on the run for the rest of my life because I owe all this money or whatever, then that would have been a much better movie because we get to see the Solo we see later on down the line. It makes no sense for him to have be the same person that we see him at the end of in Return of the Jedi. That makes no sense.
Well, he is the person in the Force Awakens. I think that's what kind of fixes it. It does explain why he's such a dipshit in the Force Awakens. It's Solo, but there we go. Everybody likes.
Don't try to bring the Force Awakens into this argument right now.
I did.
It'll just muddy the waters even fucking.
What? It's just as bad.
It's not helping the situation, Gary. It's just making it worse.
But the Mandalorians will help everything.
No,
those masked guys. Jetpacks that they never fucking use.
Well, now they're bringing the Mandalorians in. Like, hey, remember the Mandalorians? Remember Boba Fett? You guys like Boba Fett, right?
I trust Jon Favreau. I do. Okay. He is a name that I've brought up several times when anybody has said, "Oh, who would you have run Star Wars?" Sure, the guy doesn't have a completely clean track record.
No, and it's a TV show. TV show completely different.
Well, I have vowed that I am not going to give another dime or penny to Lucasfilm. So if they are putting this on their streaming network, then I will not be seeing it unless someone provides me with a way to do so. But I will not give them a fucking dime. So it's really kind of a moot point for me. And if I swear to God, if they pull off their helmet and like long hair tumbles out, that's it. I don't think they'd have the balls to do that. I hope that they wouldn't.
Oh, they're so going to do that.
I don't know enough to judge it right now is what I was going to say. That doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily watch it. I'm sure I'll have to for Midnight's Edge, obviously. But
I just can't give them a dime, though. I mean,
I know what you're saying, Doomcock. I totally understand. Oh yeah,
I just can't. I've vowed it. I've declared it.
We will have people hook us up. There's not a problem there. We will have people hook us up.
So I am calling for
share my password
in the audience to boycott Lucasfilm, boycott Star Wars. Do not give them another goddamn penny. Do not pay to see Episode 9. If you have to sneak into a theater or see it other means,
pay for another movie.
Exactly. Use psychic means. Send a probe droid in your place, like above the heads of the ticket takers, whatever. Just fucking do not give them another dime. They have insulted us. They have treated us like shit enough. And like, if you go and you say, "Oh, well, Mandalorian," and you're going to pay for that, that's like the goddamn abused wife who, has been given a black eye and kicked and beaten, like going back and saying, "Oh, he's changed now. He's going to give me what I need." Fuck that. Have some pride, for fuck's sake. No.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They've fucked us over too many times. They've shit on us too many times. They've slapped us in the face, called us man, baby, racist, child, basement dwelling, every fucking name in the book. No, they don't get our money. You do not give me, I'm not paying you 1 red cent to abuse me like that. Lucasfilm, Star Wars, CBS, none of you assholes. I'm not paying you anything. You do not get any money. And not only that, people are going to pay us for the privilege. The advertisers are going to be giving us money on our videos for reviewing your shit for free that people are going to hook us up with. Because guess what? We're going to make money off of the shit that you're making, and you're not going to make the money. Oh,
No.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants me to review it and can provide me with some kind of non-pirated access, then I certainly will.
Would it hurt them because I got to cover it for TV? So what I'll do is I'll get it and I'll just share my password as much as possible, and that would probably hurt them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
What's
We would watch it
Take
during
away
screen
your-
share or something. Yeah.
Yeah. We can do watch parties or something. It'd be kind of funny. But yeah, we'll get
Don't
TV.
say too much because the next thing you know, you have the fuck.
Well, okay,
come
so
and
I'll
get
just
me.
take over and
Prove
go
it.
to San Francisco and
but-
watch it on his couch.
I don't have to watch the damn movie though, because we don't cover the movie, so I don't have to go.
Yeah, that's right.
No fucking way am I going to a dumb movie.
In all reality, though, you guys are not wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I just got to say, we don't condone any type of pirating and blah, blah, fucking blah.
No.
Oh no, well I'm not
We
either.
never
I'm
do
not
it.
talking
Me
about
neither.
like pirating anything.
No, I know, but we have to be clear. We have to be
Well,
clear.
you could share a password up to a certain number, I believe.
Right, in
so.
a family circle or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and we
You're
can all
my
sit on his
cousin's
lap and
brother's
watch
best
it.
friend's former roommate, right, Gary?
That's it. That's right.
But I'm not
fucking
gonna
right.
I'm not gonna bow to that. I mean, so it's almost a moot point.
Exactly.
I got you.
And
I got
God
you.
Almighty, look at what they did. I mean, somebody else was saying the other day about on my other live stream. They were saying, "Well, would it be so bad if it's a girl?" Look, dude. Look at what they've done. Right from the start, Rey is the big hero of The Force Awakens and the sequel trilogy. And then we've got Rogue One. And who's the hero? Jen. And then in Solo, who is the mysterious bad guy marauder chick? I mean, and now they're going to do it
Who's
again.
gonna end up being the hero in episode 9?
Yeah, they're going to
brunette
do that
British girl.
again. It's just unfucking believable.
Well, in episode 9, they went out and out of their way and had a casting call for basically a Mikey Spock.
Yes.
She's a natural born leader. She's a woman of undefined ethnicity, and she's practically perfect in every way.
Well, I
Yes.
meant Ray, but still.
Oh,
Natural born leader, but with a sense of
Right.
humor.
and a vulnerability about her.
Oh yes, but
She's a-
strength.
Her vulnerability is she trusts men.
Either way, I gave Ron Howard a pass. Okay. I respect Ron Howard. I don't hold him responsible for the mess that was Solo. If anything, he kept it together more than it probably would have been a mess. But I was always one of those, they might as well just release the Lord and Miller version because they wouldn't have been out the money then, but we don't know how that all worked. And Gary and I have discussed the whole possibility of an insurance situation with that, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, it's like, come on. If Favreau actually goes through with that, I will lose some respect for Favreau because there's enough time for him to say, no, I won't fucking do that. I don't know enough about this show yet to really pass any kind of judgment, though. I really don't. I have not researched it thoroughly enough yet to where I can even give it a real opinion. All I know is it's supposed to be about a Mandalorian. I don't know who, what, where, when, why. Period.
No, it's going to take out whoever it is. They're going to take off the mask, and it's going to be a woman because
I've heard it
It
could
has
be
to
Boba
be.
Fett for all we fucking know. I have no clue.
yeah, it could be Boba Fett for all we know. But I don't think they're going to go that route. I don't think they're going to do Boba Fett because that's what we would expect, and that would make them too much money, and the viewers would want that too much, and they can't give us what we want. They can tease us and they can give us references to what we want, but they will never give us what we want. Look at The Last Jedi. If they were really going to give us what they want or what we want, Luke would be lifting his little ship out of the swamp or out of the lake outside of the or out of the ocean or whatever, off of the island with the Force. The second Rey came by, he would lift that with the Force. He would be like, "Oh shit, let's go, and I'll train you on the way." And that's what people would have wanted. Carrie Fisher would have died. Sorry, I know it's really sad. I love her so much. Princess Leia would have died being blown up the airlock. Admiral Akbar would have saved fucking everybody had they given us what we wanted in Last Jedi, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. They didn't do that, and even in Force Awakens, we get how long does it take for any familiar characters to show up? It took a half an hour before even the Millennium Falcon comes into play. It was at least a half an hour, right? In Force Awakens, yeah. And we have all this time with this skinny little girl who's bland and boring and British and brown hair, and she's kicks ass and is very perfect. We even have Max von Sydow in the beginning getting fucking murdered for no reason. Like, oh cool, Max von Sydow's here. Oh, he's dead.
And the arrogance of the first line of the first movie being, "Oh, I hope this begins to make things right." Throwing shade at the prequels.
Well, there was none. I didn't have as much issues with Force Awakens till after The Last Jedi, because I was willing to give them I know, and it's a lot of people do, and I totally respect that. It wasn't until after, because it was like I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that I was going to get answers to certain things that made sense. And I didn't want to judge this movie knowing they were planning a trilogy. But guess what? Fucking plan got thrown out the goddamn window. So, shits to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So Tom brings up a point. He says that we should to close out our argument here, that I should read what the voice actress from the original She-Ra has to say about the fans. Let me find it here. In response to all of this, and it kind of applies to all franchises. So for anybody who doesn't kind of follow my channel, I've been kind of on the warpath against this new She-Ra travesty, which is a whole nother subject for another day, but it kind of all relates because this reboots, it is pissing on the fans right in their face and telling them to pay money for it. And yeah, so the original voice actress from She-Ra kind of gives us something that we all can relate to here. And she says, I know I may be taking a chance posting this and commenting on this, but my heart has been hurting about all the comments some marketing people and publicity machines are bombarding the internet with regards to some fans of the original She-Ra series, but we can apply that to everything, right? And I'm actually glad that in this published article, someone finally has said enough to this kind of divisive marketing and negative publicity that has been promoted regarding the fact that some people might actually prefer the original series. It's a big world. There's enough room to make many cartoons, but it can be applied to all of these movie franchises. Let's see. The name of She-Ra being used to do a new series, I believe you must respect the admiration of fans of the original, and not because you have the power of marketing or ego trip, put them into categories that degenerate their character and insinuate that if they prefer the original, something is wrong with them. In meeting thousands of fans, I've never come across any person who did not have a great heart and a genuine love for the integrity and pure intention of the original series. It changed their lives for the better. It gave them comfort, laughter, and joy with a moral view that is exceptional 33 years later. I love each and every one of you. And this comes from the original voice actress actually sticking up for all of the fans of She-Ra. And that could be applied to any of us. I wish that any of the actors from Star Trek did the same thing. I wish that any of these actors from Star Wars said the same type of thing in those franchises. And that statement comes from Melanie Britt, the original voice actress from She-Ra. But so far, she's been the only person who's kind of come around and defended any of this, defended any of us original fans against this whole marketing bullshit. But yeah, thanks so much, Tom, for having me post that. Also, thank you so much, Herpicus McDurpington. Let me find it. I just lost it. I lost your super chat here. Thank you so much. $2 super chat. If it's a reverse trap, is it still gay? Yes, it is. No, I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. Any thoughts on that, you guys?
I love it, and I brought it up to you because of what you just said. It can be applied to all franchises. Nobody is saying this shit.
No.
She directly goes after the media and the companies themselves for painting the fans as bad guys, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this shit's gotta stop. I'm sick and tired of all these people who defend this shit and they go, oh, well, they don't deserve the abuse. It's like, yeah, you're not wrong, but we don't either.
No.
Yeah,
it's a two-way thing.
No, that's why we got to hold fast on this Star Wars thing, because it worked the first time, and it's an anomaly the first time. It happens again, it will absolutely freak their shit. It will affect Disney stock. You will see heads roll. That's why this one has to work. You cannot go see episode 9. It's really important, just to send a message that we're the ones still in control here, and maybe actually get them to maybe give us some good shit once in a while and actually try.
Yeah.
And fully reward when they try. Sorry.
And I'm going to go one even better than the whole, trying to, argue this point or anything with anybody. Don't even defend the shit. Don't even argue it anymore. Don't talk about it. Obviously we talk about it here and we have to, but like the less you hashtag Star Wars or Star Trek, the less you engage with it, all that's going to affect it in a big fucking way, because they're using all that as, oh, people are talking about it. It's buzz this and buzz that. That's where they're getting all these numbers from Parrot Analytics and shit like that, because they still have not released any actual hard numbers as to what views these shows are getting. This when it comes to Star Trek, which brings us back around to the whole point of the case here. And when they sit there and try and tell us, oh, you're just racist and this, and that, and the other, we don't even need to defend that shit anymore. We shouldn't even be, just quit talking about it in social media and stuff like that. It'll all just go away eventually. And those people who are like, oh, but then we'll Star Trek. And I've said this before. That's not true. Or McDonald's would have shut down when the McLean went away.
Yeah.
If Star Trek Discovery was getting good ratings, they would be shouting it from the hilltops. They started a streaming service around it. They would be telling absolutely everybody, like, this is record ratings. They announced it when they announced Star Trek. CBS All Access did have a record, amount of people signing up, and they announced that.
Right.
And it's been crickets since then.
Yeah.
They've had a little bit of a boost when they jumped on Amazon, but guess what happens when you jump on a format that actually works on most places, unlike your original app?
Yeah, well, I mean, people start going to there. People start going there more, like you said, Tom, and like I did with HBO.
I did not like their app. Yeah,
HBO's app sucked. Amazon is amazing. Star's app sucked. Well, so I watched Ash vs. Evil Dead over at Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this kind of goes back even to gaming. Gabe Newell, who runs and owns Steam, he owns Valve Corp. He has said, and I'm probably going to misquote him a little bit, but I'm going to kind of paraphrase him and say that the price of things is not an issue. People pirate and people steal things, and he was referring to games, but you can apply this to the movie industry as well, because you're not giving them the service for the value for the money that you're charging them. And if people are having an easier time pirating or even avoiding shit like Star Trek Discovery, your streaming service is going to fail. Same thing with HBO streaming service, same thing with all of those. But yeah, I mean, you have to charge somebody a decent price for what you're giving them, and give them a good service, and don't feel like you're ripping them off. People will pay money for something that is worth it. People will spread it with word of mouth. If you have a good product, people will be lined up around the block for your product, and regardless of the price, they will pay a little more. Look at fast food for example. Culver's versus McDonald's. McDonald's is fucking dead on one corner of the street. Culver's is packed. It's about $2 more, but you get so much better quality for your fast food buck. And it's kind of the same thing with streaming services. You will pay the streaming service that gives you the better service. You will pay the company that doesn't spit in your food and piss in your face and tell you it's lemonade, unless you really want that, which there's nothing wrong with that if you do. But seriously though, it's
we need to check your porn now.
I didn't say that.
No, seriously though, she's not wrong. She's totally fucking right. And what's going to happen with the streaming war, and we just brought this up recently, we've been bringing big point of contention with all of us, is that it's just going to separate our dollars even more. It's going to be worse than when we had cable and satellite and everything else before that. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And what's going to happen is the only people who are going to win out are Netflix and Amazon in the end. It doesn't fucking matter anymore, because everything's going to migrate over to Amazon that doesn't make it, if it even limps there anyway, because we've already had a few of these services shut down before the war has even started. And the war salvo just actually sounded this last week, and nobody heard it. Nobody paid attention. We brought it up, but we didn't really make it a big deal of. Warner Brothers has announced they're throwing their fucking hat in the ring now with AT&T. We knew this was coming. We said it was coming. CBS is dead. They have already announced basically in one way or another that Star Trek Discovery is pretty much dead. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting 4 other series.
Well, hey, I found some ratings for the first episode. For the first episode, they did put up ratings, and they didn't put up anything else afterwards. So you gotta consider the curiosity factor. But these ratings make no fucking sense. Okay, so in the 18 to 49 demo, and I'm going to TV series finale. You can all search it up yourself. In the 18 to 49 demo, which is your main demo, it says a 1.6. A 1.6.
This is the one that aired on CBS, right?
This is the one that aired on CBS.
We had these ratings.
8 million people watched, but they had a 1.6, which makes no sense because a 1.6 is not 8. It's usually 1.6 million people. Generally, it's not 8.19 million people as the viewers. So they must have counted in everybody watching it on the streaming service after that.
Well, that unless are they using the numbers like I wish Rob was in the chat right now.
Well, it's the viewers in millions. Well, I read these all the time. So the 1849 demo is the viewers in millions.
Says it is.
So it's extrapolated out off streaming services at 3-day and DVR. So they're saying that 7 million people watched it on the streaming service, which I could probably kind of believe for a curiosity, a first Star Trek. And yeah, but only 1.6 million people watched it on TV.
That's a lot less than they claimed, because if that's because they claimed like a share of whatever, which is like because this is where I wish Rob was here, because like how Nielsen ratings work and stuff like that, it's like the lower number is the more people or whatever, and then or something like that. It's like because if you get a 1 share, it's like a demographic of X amount of people, and he explained it once before, but if that actually says it's by the millions, then that's
that's the way they do it on TV series finale. Because I've been watching the Doctor Who rating. Okay,
because then somebody lied somewhere and said they got a lot more than they did.
So it was 8. They basically got 8.25 million people watched it total.
No fucking way, unless they're counting worldwide.
That's the streaming service, and they're whoever was on the streaming service. So I guess that was worldwide. Well, these are supposed to be United States. These are supposed to be So they're saying. I can believe that 8.9 million people, and then it just dipped.
Well, and of course, that's the first episode, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Doctor Who. Everybody knew how bad it sucked. So I mean,
how many did Doctor Who get?
Doctor Who in England got, UK. Sorry, folks. Got 8.9. Then pushed out. It was about 10 million. But the funny thing is, in the UK, it got it barely cracked and here in the US, it barely cracked 1 million, and it dipped. To about 750,000 second episode.
That was what I was just gonna say. I'm sorry, but that's like Big Bang numbers, and there's no way, even if it's Star Trek, is gonna have that big of an audience.
No, the first episode I can see everybody watching,
maybe to a point, but
for free just to look, and then they saw, oh my god, this thing is a shit show, and then
it came after football, so the thing too, if it came after football and people didn't change their channels, plus it was on their DVR and they watched the football and all that kind of stuff, they may have been able to finagle those numbers in there too, because they get 15-minute blocks.
Yeah, because remember with that first episode, like it aired about a half an hour late because of football, but it didn't change. Like you had people who DVR'd a half an hour of football for Discovery.
Yeah, it's true. And if you want to use us as a judge of interest in television shows, and you kind of you can see how many people watch our recaps based on like how interesting the show is, how interesting that particular episode is. Everybody dipped after the 4th episode of Star Trek Discovery. We were getting 6,000 or 7,000 views. And this is, by the way, we had like 500 subscribers at this time. So that's huge for us. And then after the 4th episode, nobody cared anymore. Like nobody cared.
And that's what triggered me to even start my channel. It was like after the 4th one, I said, that's it. And then I did like the 1 through 4 review. That was my first video, just like, cause I had to get it out there and just check to make sure that the whole world hadn't gone insane.
No.
Is there anyone else on earth? Am I the last man on earth? Am I Vincent Price, the only guy that thinks that this is shit? And thank God I wasn't.
No, and that was the thing. Like I was watching other people review it, and they were giving it fairly positive reviews.
Exactly.
And it's like, how are you seeing what I'm seeing? And then of course, Rob and Tom came around, and they were doing like their little Trek reviews, and they were saying how shit it was. I'm like, see, these guys know. These are the guys who called out Ghostbusters a few years ago. These guys know their shit, and they of course shouted out Doomcock, and this really was one of those things that really inspired me to change my channel over to talking about this shit that really pissed me off, instead of like catering to gaming audiences that weren't there, and same thing. And then when Last Jedi came out, that was kind of another thing where I'm like, you know what, I really have to talk about this stuff. But no, I was even saying when I was gaming, I was talking about how bad Star Trek Discovery was. I have like gaming streams where I'm playing Parkitect or Planet Coaster where it says, well, I complain about Star Trek Discovery, because I fucking hated every minute of it. And I needed people to kind of reaffirm my hatred, because it was so bad. It was so bad.
Sometimes
I
you do
know.
need an echo chamber. That's true.
Because I mean, you have a million people telling
Guys
you it's
gonna not
great,
Believe,
and
but
like I said, they're pissing on your face and telling you it's
sorry.
raining, which it's not. It's not.
And the Rotten Tomatoes was it was Last Jedi. Before Last Jedi, we had the critics absolutely loving it, and then they handpicked those people, those big blue check Twitter users, to go see the screening, so they would all say it's really amazing. And yeah, that's what kind of triggered me when I saw the Twitter people. Some of them are or not Twitter, but some of them are friends on my Facebook, and they were all glowingly talking about it. I'm like, nah, this is bullshit. And it was.
Well, even me, like in the height of hypnosis for Last Jedi, I even said, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And it wasn't at the time. It wasn't that bad. They were really great things. Mark Hamill's performance, fucking amazing. There's some really beautiful cinematography, some really touching moments. It got my heartstrings seeing Carrie Fisher on screen. But the more you sit with it, the more you're like, oh, this isn't right. There's some really bad things in this. And then the more reviews you hear and the more complaints you hear about people who are, you don't want to hate a movie that you were so hyped up for.
Did I just watch my boyfriend watch? Did I just see him watching kitty porn? No, I did not. No, I'm in, and you deny it and deny it and deny it until somebody shows you, look, it's right here in his browser, and you're like, I don't want to deny it anymore, but I don't, like,
well, it's
that's
more
what
like
it was.
walking
I totally
in
get
on
it.
him fucking the cat or something.
Or
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I get me out of that one. But no, since I do have a moment here, I want to make a motion that will probably bring an end to this tribunal, at least for the formal portion anyway, and we can get back to the chats and all that. I'm actually going to surprisingly ask the judge to hold up a motion that was made by the defendant, Harvey, earlier, and that this be postponed, but not for the reasons that he wants and not for the reasons you may think. And that is, I think it should be postponed because I believe there is going to be a great number more crimes that are going to be committed between now and the end of whatever STD is, whether it's a natural season or an early death. And I don't think judgment should be passed until all crimes have been surveyed. What does thy honor think?
Well, I see your point, but it's not as if like you apprehend a bank robber and then say, oh no, we're not going to convict his ass and throw his ass in jail. We're going to go ahead and see how many other banks he robs. I mean, if he's guilty of this, then he's guilty. I mean, now there may be other crimes down the line. There might be we can try them, separate.
Well, then I must ask, then I guess who's exactly on trial here for what? Because if it's this gentleman is Spock, then oh yeah, he's guilty. We knew that from the onset, and we wasted our time, and that's fine.
Well, ask the lead prosecutor, Random 42. I mean, this was your gathering. What was the trial question?
Well, the trial question was: is Spock being destroyed by STD?
We can't really answer that yet, but we have evidence, but I don't know if we have a solid enough case yet, Your Honor.
Shit gets people get convicted on circumstantial evidence all the time.
All the time.
I disagree with the co-counsel.
Well, 100%. We can always revisit if Star Trek Discovery is destroyed.
There's bigger fish to fry after that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Alex Kurtzman himself said that when Mikey Spock finds him, right, he is going to be an emotional wreck, essentially. He's got what was the exact quote? That he is going to be not the Spock that we know. He's not going to be formed. He's going to be emotional, which is destroying Spock. I mean, right there, by his own words, he is destroying Spock.
If Kurtzman is on trial, then he just admitted. Then he admitted it, and I guess that's that. But
this is a Matlock episode. As far as I'm Kurtzman just made it. Yeah, he just confessed at the end.
But at the same time,
Matlock.
We still haven't seen the extent of the damage, and it will continue. So
well,
look at the fan base. Look at the fan base. Look at where we're at right now. I think the damage has been done.
Yeah, I mean the damage is done. The franchise is moribund, if not in a coma, and it's all his doing. I tell you, I am going to pass judgment now. And I'm going to take into account what Tom said and what all of you have said. And this is going to be my decision. I pronounce Alex Kurtzman guilty of destroying Spock. However, he will be held in custody until such extent as to determine whether the patient, what the damage will be, what exactly Kurtzman will have done. The video evidence will be shown. I mean, the crime has already been committed. The question is now that we have not seen the homemade torture tapes from Kurtzman's
Exactly.
basement,
you, Your
essentially. So I'm going to hold off on the sentencing. However, it is my order that he be remanded to the custody of franchise jail for the duration until we are able to assess the damage according to the videos, at which time he will be fucking tried. Sentenced. He will be sentenced. We will pronounce sentence at that time.
Give him the chair.
Well, that's a possibility, but as of now, so he will be held in shithead jail, pending sentencing indefinitely.
I think
we see the season.
I think the tribunal equivalent of the chair would probably be getting the boot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, basically. So that is my judgment on this.
And I didn't even get to speak.
Well, what do you think, Harvey?
I agree.
All right. Well, there you go.
I knew I could come to some common ground with the.
It's a fair
God.
fair cop.
No, see what we need to do is I was watching a Japanese game show yesterday, and they had this device where they held a guy upside down and they brought in a sort of a belt octopus thing on a spinny wheel. It had many little sort of leather belts that it spun and it kept flapping the guy and it ended up hitting him right in the junk over and over again. And I don't know how else to describe it, but his legs were up in the air and it was hitting him right in the balls. And that's what Alex Kurtzman, I think, needs is that spinny
my balls.
Yeah, I don't know the name
exactly. I mean, I don't know that he even has any.
I don't know the name of it, but yeah, that's what they need. Stop telling us about your porn. No, it's okay. A junk flagellator is what it is. Okay, thanks, sir.
A junk flagellator.
I don't know. It was on Geki no Sky. It was on the No Laughing Batsu game.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love Japanese TV, so that's what we need.
Testicle tentacle twirl.
Yes.
The triple T.
Mm-hmm.
The testicle tentacle tour.
I need one of those in my
take
office.
you away.
I put it right there next to my guitars, and then I can just have Alex Kurtzman there, just hide there, flap him. No, we would never harm him.
It's got everything you need.
Satisfaction
guaranteed.
What I want to know is from Kush. Kush says Overlord DVD.
What'd you say, Doomcock? Sorry.
Isn't it Kush in the chat says Overlord DVD, you're Burgess Meredith. Why? It's like you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder. Or is it more like the I don't know. I don't know why I'm Burgess Meredith.
Why are you making that noise?
That's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, because you're gonna become a very dangerous poison.
But why are you going like red? That makes no sense, that Mick. I don't
ask me any goddamn questions. Just get in there.
All right. Jesus.
So I don't know. I don't know why he said that anyway.
Get the red.
This is like, why am I Burgess Meredith?
Why are you going...
Batman?
Who's Batman, man? What are you talking about?
Oh, Kush says Last Man on Earth with broken glasses. Oh, I got you.
You know what I think of this STD? It stinks. It stinks. I don't like it. I don't want it no more.
It's a nice show. It stinks.
Mick, why don't you take it away, Mick? Why can't you take it away, Mick?
Mikey Spock.
All right, here it is. I will link it to you guys in our chat. What I was thinking, and I can actually probably bring this up on screen share. Let me bring this up on screen share. This is the device that we're talking about. How would I do screen share? It is this way. Okay, share this screen. This is the machine I'm talking about.
Serious fuck.
I love this show.
Oh,
I like the guys dancing around him.
That is making
That's
me.
my favorite
I
part.
can't even watch that anymore. Go away, please.
Dikus Makus. Dikus Makus.
It's good.
Now say all that again, but sound like Mickey Mouse, because that's what that guy would sound like. That shit, I'm sorry. No fucking way.
I was just watching this yesterday.
We know what you're into now, Mecca. Holy
Yeah.
Japanese game shows.
Yikes.
Don't look at my porn history. Don't look at my porn. No,
I was
it's
gonna say,
not.
if that's normal shit, holy hell.
It's a punishment for losing the game. Yeah, that's right. It's a punishment for losing the game. And this is what Alex Kurtzman and Ryan Johnson, all these people deserve. The punishment for losing the game of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Slap ball.
Slap ball.
Yes, the slap ball league.
That is a repressed culture, man.
You know what'll be the best part and the sweetest thing of all is if this Anas Abdeen lawsuit brings down Star Trek Discovery. Because every headline is going to read "Game Over for Star Trek."
That would be beautiful. Yeah, I'd like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that would be
that
great.
would have to be an 8-hour celebration live.
But
stream.
unfortunately,
I want to put the yeah.
It's gonna be a long, tedious fucking thing, I bet. Or they're gonna try and settle with him somehow, but we'll see.
No. Somebody said it. What was it? Somebody put up a super chat. God, I'll have to go back. I wrote it in my notes. That wants to do kind of like a pool on guessing when Star Trek Discovery is going to get canceled. And one of my people was very wisely put that they will not announce it. They will just not renew it.
That's
They'll
very
say it's on a
plausible.
hightus.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
But all along as they'll say, no, this was the plan all along.
That's
the thing. They will act like
that's
it
what he
was the
said.
plan
They're going to
all
say
along.
the plan all along was going to be it's going to be 2 seasons. Yeah, there's no way in hell they're going to cancel black female lead show, just like they weren't going to fire, Kathleen Kennedy. They were going to fire a female executive. Like, not going to happen. No, but I mean, there'll be other ways that we'll all be able to see through.
Right. I mean, basically, they're going to have, that source that I was talking about in my video, he said that, the Picard show is going to supplant Star Trek Discovery. So Star Trek Discovery is basically going to go away. They're going to do the Picard show, and then it just will never come back again.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Well, and I don't think any of you guys have talked to Anas really about it since I have, and he told me quite a bit that I cannot share. But what I am allowed to share and what I've said at that time, and will say again now about the whole situation, is they have ramped up their trolling. That's all he's going to say. Take that as you will.
Yeah, I have no doubt. That makes absolute sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They like to. They're doing this thing with these people, and especially the little guy. They love rubbing it in the face of the little guy. Like, oh, we're CBS. What are you gonna do? We can do whatever we want. It's such a power struggle. It is all of those things. And I keep seeing even their little kind of shill. I want to say like they're interns. They're their little marketing people. I see these people all the time giving me these little form letter comments on any time I make a Star Trek video, and I always call them out and say, "Oh, that's such a cute form letter." I heard the same thing from the other 5 people who gave me the same thing. Because I click on them and I look at what their YouTube history is, and they always upload shit like Dr. Phil. They don't subscribe to anybody in the community. They don't subscribe to Nerdrotic, Doomcock, Midnight's Edge, me. They don't subscribe to Geeks and Gamers. They're always these sort of shill sort of people. So I always, and I hate having to delete comments from people, but I always try and respond to them. But if they're really, really abusive, I do delete them. But like these people I leave up and I call them out for the shills that they are too. And it just pisses me off to no end that they're doing that stuff and they're out there condoning bullying of the little guy. And some of these shills don't do it, but some of them do. Some of them really do. But most of the time, they just kind of give a form letter. It just pisses me off because they're bullying people like Anas Abdeen and our little YouTube channels because they can get away with it. They can copyright claim us. They can strike us if they need to. And of course, a strike won't hold up for 2 shits if they don't have anything to strike. That's why I only use screenshots. Sometimes I don't even want to use those. I don't use footage. But yeah, it's It pisses me off that they're doing that stuff to no end.
Yeah, especially the Anas Abdeen. That's the most. That's the one that pisses me off the most. At least like when I poke the bear, I'm asking for it. And that's fine. Bring it. I don't care.
Right.
But
yeah,
what's happened to him was fucked up. I mean, that guy just created a video game, was minding his own fucking business, and they are straight up bullying that guy. Like, just the worst kind. Fuck them.
For no reason. What did he ever do to them? Nothing. Nothing.
Right.
He's off minding his own business, making a video game. He's not making anything to even compete with them. And the way they're treating any of them, even the people who are making like Stage 9, for example, they're not doing a goddamn thing to CBS. They're actually helping the brand, you know. But they have the nerve to go after people like Anas Abdeen who aren't even doing anything.
Well, you know what Anas should have said to him, you know? She's like, you know, you should buy me some lipstick, and I like lipstick and stuff like that because I like to wear lipstick. And then if you take me out to eat, because I like to get wined and dined before you fuck me.
Exactly. I would not have been so nice.
You fucked me up the ass. And
I would not have been so calm and collected and nice if CBS tried to bully me the fucking second they do it. I would be on Twitter, YouTube. I would make 1,000 videos about it every goddamn day. I would screenshot every correspondence and drag their asses through the mud, whether they wanted me to or not.
Their offer was a fucking insult.
Yeah.
An insult.
I would never be that nice to them, but I'm a woman, and women do not piss off women, you know.
This guy's been infinitely patient. We love this.
He's a saint.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
he really
terrible.
is.
Really terrible what they've done.
He tried to take the high road and continued to try to take the high road, and he's still been pretty classy about it. Like even in his message, he was pretty classy about it. So
Yep.
Oh, he could say all kinds of shit out in public, but he's not. He's told me things that I would love to run with. But I'm not gonna do that to him.
Nope.
And he's doing it for the best of his case, I'm sure, for his case and whatnot. But it would make CBS probably look not so good. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further than that.
Yep.
It's the big guy picking on the little guy in comparison. It's just
for no
right.
reason. For no reason other than they can.
Well, not only that, they stole the shit from him in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I brought up the Cartman analogy there, because it is. It's like, God, at least take me out to dinner and, you know, buy me a dress and stuff like that before you fuck me.
Yeah, I know.
On.
Kush says this is great because this goes along with what Midnight Ed has reported, that Hollywood is all about the upfront money. The upside failure is carried by the stock shareholder value downside. So, like when they tried to get that Star Trek 4 made, and they based on shit that didn't happen yet, you know, and that's going to happen down the road too, with the TV shows. I think the Picard show is happening. All this other stuff is just talk until Star Trek Discovery airs and we see what happens with that.
I agree. I'm trying to be optimistic about certain things, but I know what's going on. I'm always, you know, hearing the worst shit, and Doomcock knows too because he hears a lot of the same shit, and I'm sure Gary does too from his people. And frankly, it's just like, you don't know how much longer it's going to last, but you do. It's 5 years at least. It's like a sentence. We're the ones.
It is. Oh yeah, we're so far away from getting good Star Trek.
We're not.
We ever will again.
I kind of agree with Doomcock. Yep.
Not with Kurtzman in charge over the next 5 years. Forget it.
No.
So
the sentence is correct.
And I think they're going to fuck up the Mandalorian. They're going to find a way. You know?
Yeah, Disney has no idea what they got. I mean, they only lucked into the Marvel universe because it had already started when they bought Marvel and Kevin Feige was there. Could you imagine what they would have done to that on their own? Yeah, they bought all this shit and they've only hit on like one of them, and that's the MCU, which is about to end. Yeah, you're gonna see the real Disney here soon. I mean, like even Pixar has gotten infested by them eventually.
Yeah,
you know, they could only go so far. So
that is one of the biggest travesties, is how Pixar has basically paled used to, only to watch Disney animation rise up meteorically.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I am
that Rebels cartoon, or it's not Rebels. What is it called? Resistance.
Well, not even that. I'm talking about fucking Let It Go. I'm talking about Rapunzel. I'm talking about all that other shit that actually was a hit for them. A lot of Wreck-It Ralph. That should be a fucking Pixar movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's no excuse there. And it's because they took John Lasseter and spread him out like peanut butter. So that's where a few things got a bit here and a bit there and a bit here and a bit there. And, you know, I mean, it can be argued that he's probably the lesser of all these evils and all the Weinsteins from what I've heard. I haven't heard all the details, but from what I know, it's mostly just a lot of hugging. So, I mean, I guess you can kind of see a guy like that hugging. But if there was ass grabbing involved, then I'd take that back. But I don't know for sure yet. But regardless, I mean, I understand it's Disney and whatever, but and they didn't let him go yet, though. He's just on leave.
It's crazy.
But regardless, yeah, Gary has a point there about that too, because yeah, it's just or was that Doomcock who brought up Pixar? I'm so tired, I forgot.
I know.
Yeah.
We are.
Somebody brought it up.
It was me. That's all right.
It was Gary. I was right.
It's all of us.
I shouldn't have second guessed myself.
Hugging in hallways.
Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time.
What Junior says. I wonder what Brian Sherwood Senior says. I'm a. Tom's getting punchy. It's getting late.
I know. It's closing time.
Closing time.
Open up your drawers. Oh wait, it's doors. Never mind.
Drawers? That's a different kind of closing time.
Stay out of my porn.
Hey.
Is yours more tame than the rest of us?
Probably.
Who says I'm wearing drawers? Oh.
Yeah, you can't see anything below the waist on any of us here.
I might not be wearing anything below the waist, yeah.
I need Canon Wars underwear for sale on my site.
Yeah, you do.
Context to.
I am wearing my awesome shirt, though.
What kind of Canon? What if I wanted to tell you, Bybee, you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
What's a drawers? The knickers, underwear.
Underwear drawers.
Yeah, that kind of drawers.
Drop your drawers. There
Banana hammocks.
But yeah, I got my Marvin shirt on here for sure.
No hope. That's great. I like that.
That is no hope.
Well, I had a Freddy t-shirt on earlier, but I'm like, no, I'm going to be on camera. I have to make my cut. That was my Japanese Freddy one. Yeah, I'll put that one on.
Oh, I remember you showing me a picture of that one. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you brat. You should have bought me one.
They probably
didn't have one. They probably didn't have one in like 4X that I need with my fat ass, though.
Yeah, I don't know. They were really sold out when I bought mine because those are really awesome shirts.
Herpicus McDurpington. What's up?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out for a nice 3 hour stream. Yeah. It's been a blast. You guys have been so awesome, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys being here, especially the Tribunal.
Don't shut us down.
Yeah, YouTube didn't die. My psychic powers didn't break YouTube tonight.
Yeah,
they're blaming me for it.
The lights are still on.
It was the moon video, man. I got to see that moon video.
Yeah, I need to too, and we're going to talk about that later, Gary. Anyway, all right. So I think the time has come to adjourn the court. So on behalf of all of us here at the Tribunal, we've got Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark. Any plug?
Well, if they don't shut us down, the next Tribunal will be on After Dark. And, of course, check out the main channel, Midnight's Edge, as well, and our Patreon, of course, our Facebook group, and me on Twitter at Thomas Connors Jr.
All right.
Gary?
And Gary, go ahead and plug away, sir.
Thanks. I am Gary from the Nerdrotic channel. We cover TV. Tonight, we'll be covering Haunting of Hill House, 30 minutes after the Tribunal ends. And later tonight or early tomorrow morning on my Patreon, our first Expanse commentary for the first episode will be coming. Ooh. So if you want to check that out. Thank you.
Very, very cool.
Yes.
And Doomcock here with my patreon.com/Doomcock. If YouTube ever goes down, that's where you should gather to find me. That's where I will be posting things. Or if I ever get removed for any reason, that's the rendezvous point, just in case. But yeah, patreon.com/Doomcock. And I'm hoping tonight or tomorrow to have the Doomcock shot glasses up. We're going to have one of Doomcock, of Harvey, Push the Button,
So we'll have
Damn.
a bunch of shot glasses. We've been having people asking for that. I meant to do it, but life keeps interfering. Anyway, Random, go ahead and plug.
I have Patreon, which should be you can find that on my homepage. Is Random Game User 42 for the Patreon. If you guys are brand new here and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed if YouTube dropped you. Click the button for notifications. I do live streams all the time. I also have Twitch under Random Game User 42, where I play video games over there sometimes. I have Twitter. We all have Twitter. I do have links to Twitter and everything on my homepage.
We're a bunch of twits.
Yeah, I argue with a lot of people who love Star Trek over on Twitter. Which, yeah, and that's the quickest way to get a hold of me is over on Twitter. If I do get banned on Twitter, I do have my Patreon, and you can always check with Tom, Doomcock, Gary, all those guys to if something ever happens, if I get deleted from Twitter. 'Cause I do get into it with people sometimes. So, yeah. And
now you all know why I'm never on video. I have a face for radio. I had to say that too. Sorry.
Me too. I'm hideous. No one wants to look at me. But yeah, here's my Twitter and chat. And I know, thank you so much, Mary Ashmead, for being our wonderful head wrench wench on the channel tonight, dropping all the links for everybody, giving everybody links for Patreon. Did I give you guys the Zazzle link? I think I might have. Yeah, I did for Doomcock Shop.
Can Doomcock say the name?
Go ahead.
Can Doomcock say his Zazzle address? I love it when he says it.
My address is zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama.
One more time.
Zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama.
I love it when he puts the Zazzle on the Zazzle.
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 Jazz hands, Zazzle.
When he's drunk, it's Zazzle.
Zazzle in prison. One of those fuckers. I don't buy my shit. No.
Ain't no way, no how, no river raffer coming down on my town. That is authentic frontier gibberish.
Frontier gibberish.
Johnson's right.
Do I sell used cars, CD Horde? No, never have. They don't like it. It's like, buy my car, you bastard.
Buy my book. Buy my book. Oh, there Tyler goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We love the critic.
Oh God, love the critic so much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been a blast. Any final closing arguments or words? Anybody else want to say anything? Harvey, want to encourage us to push any buttons or anything before we go?
What a wonderful day to push a button, TM. I have a button on Doomcock's Zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama. And they're pretty cheap. They come in all sorts of sizes. So support Harvey Cthulhu, fuck Doomcock, and yeah, go do it.
You can say it one more time too, Harvey.
Zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama.
Nah, I go with Doomcock. I'm sorry, buddy.
Fuck you too. Then.
I'll buy you a pizza next
time. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. You will all perish in flames. Goodbye.
Now you pissed Harvey off. He's back in his other dimension.
I didn't mean to. I told him I'd buy him a pizza.
He doesn't even know what a pizza. I mean, he knows he sees it, but he never tasted one. He knows a lot. He knows
eat it in front of him.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying.
Kush says, "F Doomcock, hail Harvey." Well, there you go. Exactly. Push the button. They'll want to die. Thank you, Mary Ashmead, for my slippers and my drink. I appreciate that very much.
Where's mine? No, just kidding.
Well, gotta earn that shit.
That's right. So, I guess that's it. It's up to Mecha Random to send us out. It is
send us out. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. It has been a blast. Subscribe to everybody. Do all the things. Click the links. Push
Hail Doomcock, Hail Tribunal.
Yes, Hail Tribunal. And tell us if you guys want more tribunals. You know how to get in touch with us.
Hail Mecha Random.
And Hail Nerdrotic. Subscribe to everybody. Buy all of our stuff.
Hail Pizza.
Hail Pizza and press F and chat for boobs. And thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on the next live stream or video or whatever. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't get to drop canonoscopy. I meant to do that. Oh well.